Can y'all hear me? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Y'all know I have to test this mic every single time because I unplug, replug. Sometimes it be connected to the wrong thing. The other day it was connected to the speaker instead of the microphone. I sound like a robot. Yeah, but I'm here. Oh, okay, I'm here. I'm here. I ain't got no necklace on. Oh, I look like a vagabond. I do have on earrings though. Okay. Come on in. Hey y'all. Shout out to my mods. I see y'all. I see y'all. We are streaming live simultaneously on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. I just threw everybody in there, child. I forgot to add the Rumble and the Instagram. I be forgetting, but it is what it is. I be feeling like they need to come over here. Okay, you said my top is cute. Ah, this a dress, child. Look, this a whole dress. I love this dress, and it's by Sai Senko. And the crazy thing is, I had this dress for so long, and every time I wear it, I be thinking y'all gonna drag me because it's the same dress that Porsha had on when everybody was saying that she was pregnant. Y'all remember that? And I'm like, why Porsha had to wear that dress? Okay. Y'all remember when Porsha and Dennis, I know, get in here because I ain't even started yet. I'm up here running my mouth. Y'all remember when Porsha and Dennis and Simon was at that Mother's Day brunch? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick so y'all can laugh at me. And I was like, oh, Porsha, why you had to wear that one? Oh. And so every time I wear it now, I think of that. Like, why? Why? But it is what it is. It's a cute dress. I like it. I love me some Sasenko dresses. I have them all, child. I have so many of them because they're so comfortable. And when when I had gained weight and lost weight and gained weight, they just be loose and flowing. They come with belts too. But yeah, they be loose and flowing. You can wear them with your swimsuits and stuff. They're amazing. So shout out to Sasenko. It's a black designer out of Dallas, Texas. SAISANKOH. And they ain't cheap. They are silk. So you said it looks better on me. Don't do Porsha like that. Porsha's a beautiful woman. Okay. Like this video, please, and thank you as y'all come in here. We got a lot to talk about. It's been a few days since I've been here, but I have some tea, honey. I have so much tea. Uh, I got so much tea. I tell you, I can read the title. That's some of it. Of course, we talking about Nene and Tamar and all them. But yeah, we're gonna get started right after this very, very brief introduction.
Get ready, because you about to be an ATL.
That's her being a blogger.
More than a blogger.
That's her being a blogger. You are more than a blogger.
I am more than
That's her being a blogger.
all of is my son.
Okay, that shit is good.
I am more than a blogger.
The blog goddess, the blog goddess, the blog goddess, Michelle is here.
Yeah.
The blog goddess, the blog goddess, the blog goddess, Michelle is here.
Yeah.
Autumn is her son.
Yes.
Autumn
It's her son. Yes.
Say Autumn
It's her son. Yes.
Say Autumn is her son.
Like for real.
The blog goddess, 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 Michelle is here.
Yeah.
Autumn is her son.
Like for real.
All these bitches is my sons, child. It is just a mess out here in these streets. It's so much going on. Y'all see the drill. Y'all see the title. We're gonna talk about Nene and Tamar and why they have been criticized for bringing up Kandi yet again. People talk about Nene bring up Kandi every live. I don't know that she does or if she doesn't, but it is what it is. But Kandi be bringing her up too. Don't even get me started. Okay. I also have Porsha and Simon's divorce update. Y'all know we keep abreast of that. I read the actual amended petition over on Patreon about a week or so ago, where Simon was basically getting into a lot of things about privacy matters and why Porsha still should not be able to film and all of that. So He actually got some good news after filing that. We'll talk about that as well. What else I got on here? Oh, I got so much. I wasn't really gonna touch on the Diddy stuff, but I'll touch on a little bit of the Diddy stuff because I mean, what is it without talking about Diddy, child? Diddy then took over our whole week because when I wasn't on live, that's what I was doing. I was looking at everybody else deep diving into the Diddy stuff. And shout out to all the bloggers that's in court because I'm like, oh child, y'all was doing such an amazing job. I live, honey. I live. I remember the days when I used to get out my bed to go to court. I never want to go to court unless I'm on the docket. Okay. I'm sorry. I just ain't that kind. Okay. I will get my news secondhand because I don't want to be in court and they trick me and come up to me with and try to serve me, honey. Because last time it was one time I was in court for somebody else, and then Sheree tried to lock me up. Sheree had tried to lock me up when I was in court. Listen. Y'all remember back then that Chateau Sheree stuff, child, and we was in court, and she didn't like me for some other reasons that had nothing to do with nothing, child. And then listen, I wasn't on the lawn. Well, I was on the lawn. I did kind of produce it. It is what it is. But Junkie was there. Tamara Tattles was there. God bless her soul, because she is now deceased. And so they all was there, and so yeah, we was there. And she tried to get me locked up. Talk about some citizens arrest, and they had the damn sheriff standing back. Anyway, I'm digressing. Look, I just got traumatized for a minute thinking about that. So no, I'm not just gonna go to court of my own free will for somebody else. I just watch it on TV or I just hear somebody else say it. But the Diddy stuff has been going on all week long. Cassie Ventura took the stand for the first 3-4 days. Well, no, the first person was a escort. The second person was Cassie Ventura. She took the stand for like 3-4 days. And then the third person was Don Richard. Okay. And so throughout this entire testimony, we have been given way too much information about the sexual exploits of swingers. Okay. And of Diddy and Cassie and their sex life. And then it's got people arguing like, did she consent? Did she not consent? Was she groomed? Was she grown? Well, she was too young to be with that man, but she was 22. It's just all a mess. So I don't even want to have an opinion on if she was groomed or if she wasn't, because at this particular juncture, everything for me being in the media, I know that everything that's being leaked or sensationalized in the media is to get the court of public opinion on a particular person's side, whether it's Cassie Diddy, Cassie Diddy, Cassie Diddy. And so far it's on Cassie's because we all sitting here clutching our pearls like, oh my God, she had sex on her period. Oh my God, they urinated on her. Oh my God, she was with paying these men. And she had UTIs and the antibiotics didn't work because she had so. I mean, it's just like, oh my God, every single thing that happens, we are just amazed and stunned. But it's like what they did in the bedroom isn't on trial. He on trial for sex trafficking and racketeering. And I get it. People like he used his Combs enterprise to make all this stuff happen. He used the money from all the music that he made to pay the escorts. He used his employees to put stuff together. Hell, Cassie was technically an employee because she was up under his record label. So all the people, the bodyguards, the assistants, the personal assistant, like everybody was a part of it, and he was the lead of the organization, just like they do the mafia. They got the kingpins, and then they got the juniors, and they got all of that stuff. So I mean, eventually they're gonna prove all of that because I'm sure they're gonna bring some more people that used to work for him that say they did this, or they secured this, or they got the hotel, or they paid this man off, or they. So I mean, it's not just about the sex, but literally that's all we've been hearing is about the sex, and I'm here for it. I just wish it was on TV because I'm tired of hearing everybody talk about it. I want to see. I want to see Diddy's face. I want to see Cassie's face. I want to see the jurors' faces. I want to make my own determination, but I ain't going in court. You said not even grape. It is not on trial. Okay. I mean, it's interesting because even today when Don Richard got on, it's like, she has she's one of the latest people to file a civil suit against Diddy. And it's really all of these civil suits is what made up all of the RICO charges. If you think about it, like even the stuff with the drugs and the baby oil, or the taking video of people without their permission, like everything that was sensationalized in these damn civil suits have now been used by the prosecution in this court. And in the court, it's like they debunking some of the stuff because Cassie said no, it wasn't no drugs in the baby oil. I like, where y'all get that from? Well, Tyrone Blackburn put it in Lil Rod's lawsuit. That's where they're getting it from. They're getting it from these attorneys who are making their play and writing all these things and making these salacious claims in order to get, settlements. But that ain't my business. But there's that. Another thing, let me see what I had got on here. Oh. I want to, who is it? Lauren LaRosa. She's been in court, and I love watching her. I love Lauren LaRosa. I like her over there on the Breakfast Club. I mean, no shade to Jess. I don't think it's a competition between the two, but I really like her over there on the Breakfast Club. So I be following her. I'm following like her little feedbacks after she get out of court, and they are really, succinct and interesting. What's her name? Hold on, let me see. What's her name on the thing? Okay, here she is right here. I'm gonna see what she said on Diddy trial, day 1, day 2, day 3. Hold on, we're gonna look really quickly. Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer on Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much, Simply Shasha. We are researching. Here is what Lauren LaRosa said. Y'all go follow her on Instagram, Lauren LaRosa. She's also on the Breakfast Club. She's been in the trial. Okay, here she is right here, and she was talking about the first day, second day, and third day. Let's hear what she had to say.
Y'all, so we just got out of court, and I mean, day 1 of Cassie's cross-examination has been a hell of a day. This was the first day in court that I think there was not a tired eye. Everybody was really in tune and hanging on to every single word. There is a ton of stuff that was debunked today. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I still feel how I feel and what I said, as far as like, I don't think that, unfortunately, I don't think that Puff is gonna walk away scot-free. I don't think that. But the prosecutors from the beginning have been saying that their case is based on Cassie, victim 1, and victim Jane. I've heard that victim Jane should be taking a stand tomorrow after Cassie finishes. So we'll see what happens with that. But baby, if the prosecution is trying to lock Diddy up for the rest of his life based off of Cassie and her testimony, it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Man, they debunked so much. They debunked, yesterday Cassie said to us that basically that there was just no regard for like her health. Like, she talked about, having these UTIs and sores in her mouth, and basically just being used often as like a sex slave, like put through the ringer, no one cared. And that's what she alleged. Today, they cleared up a lot of that through text messages and through conversations that Cassie couldn't push back on, because the way that it came out today was not only were Cassie and Diddy both on drugs. We found out today that Diddy overdosed around the same time that Lisa passed away in February. I believe that was 20. But don't quote me on that. But it got to a point where like Puff was more functioning than she was. She was the person that was, heavily abusing the drugs, and it got to a point where he was actually trying to almost like save her from herself, and that caused a lot of friction in their relationship. And oh my God, like all of the time that we've been having these conversations about the CNN video, and I told you guys that yesterday the prosecution taking so much time to humanize and make you empathize with Cassie about her, domestic violence that she went through. I understand that Diddy is not on trial for domestic violence, but yesterday I understood it. I understood why the prosecution included it, and today I understand why the defense didn't run away from speaking about it from the very beginning and the inclusion of it, right? So in the very beginning of this whole thing, I told y'all that the prosecution opened up their opening statements making Diddy a monster, like a complete monster. He drags, y'all seen him drag this woman. He had this escort pee in her mouth, and choke. Oh wait, baby, my freaking camera cut off because I had to go get that interview, y'all. But here's a summation of today, to continue. They debunked a ton. I have a whole notebook full of things. Today, I'm actually going to be able to sit down and do that full video. Y'all know I do a video right after I leave court, and then once I get home and I'm able to like decompress my notes, I got y'all. But to get to the point of what I'm trying to just give y'all really briefly, today they were able to debunk a lot. So number one, we heard about Cassie dating Michael B. Jordan, which people were like, well, Cassie's not on trial, Diddy is. Why is that relevant? Why is the Kid Cudi information relevant? So with Michael B. Jordan, it was relevant because what they're trying to do, what the defense is trying to do right now is they are trying to paint a very clear picture of, yes, because listen, they owned it and they accepted it in the beginning. Yes, we know our client messed up a lot, a whole lot, and it's on video and we can't get around it. And there's photos of her abuse, but they're trying to show that there were things that were triggering the abuse. And at first I was like, this might not fare well for them, because I have been told about Cassie and the Michael B. Jordan, defense that Puff's team was going to take. I've been told about this, I want to say almost maybe Monday or Sunday of this week. So I knew about it, but I was like, I'm going to sit on that. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't really know how that can fare, because at the end of the day, she is a victim of domestic violence, and to try and bring in the fact that she dated another man, so that should allow for someone to put their hands on her the way that Puff was doing. I wasn't touching that conversation at all. I wanted to let it play out to see how the conversation around it would go and how the setup would be. And basically, the conversation that they were trying to have today, which is what I was bringing in with that CNN video, when they debunked a lot of things or brought up a lot of things like Michael B. Jordan or like Kid Cudi, the point was that you guys were doing a ton of drugs, and this is a narrative that Cassie painted, which is why to me, I keep saying, even if Puff does get time and doesn't walk away scot-free, and I don't see him walking away scot-free from this. I ain't trying to put nobody in jail. I'm just being honest with y'all about what I'm seeing and how I feel. I don't believe it's going to be that spend the rest of your life in jail that the government is going for, because when they brought up Michael B. Jordan, when they brought up Kid Cudi, when they debunked, the CNN video and everything that led up to that, and showed that Cassie, y'all, the way that the defense set this up today, and Cassie really had no rebuttal, and the prosecution, they threw her to the sharks today. I'm not even gonna lie. Yesterday when Cassie was speaking to the prosecutors, right? The prosecutors are the people, and I keep reminding y'all so that y'all know who I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. The prosecutors are the people that want Puff locked up. Yesterday when she was talking to the prosecutors, the whole point of their conversation around the CNN video was, okay, we're going to show, right? Because they've already established that, they have Diddy on text saying, hey, fly this person in. You have Cassie's testimony that people were being paid. You have the escort's testimony that they were being paid, right? So there's that. But with Cassie, I think, because again, none of the escorts we've heard from so far have said that they've been kept beyond their will. They were threatened with videos. That's a big part of this. Cassie is that testimony. She is that character in this whole thing, right? Yesterday, Cassie testified about what led up to the CNN video using part of a text conversation, which I thought was so stupid by the prosecution, because with everything else, with a lot of other things, they've been trying to put it out there before the defense had a chance to put it out there and kind of create the narrative around it. I don't know why they didn't do that with this video. It was so bad, yo. I felt bad for her on this thing. So basically, they brought in the conversation that the defense used yesterday, and I think that conversation was something like, when she talked about not wanting to mess herself up because of her big movie premiere that was coming up, and not wanting Diddy to feel like she didn't want to do it. The way that they painted this picture about what led to that CNN video that we saw, the beating video from 2016, was that Cassie was this, hopeless romantic who just loved this man so much and always wanted to make him happy, even if it was at the detriment of her own career, her own body, everything, right? Today, the defense refreshed her memory of that and then said, hold on, we're gonna go through all the text messages leading up into that. And the prosecution was trying to object so many different things because they didn't want it to be on record, and the judge was like, nah. The judge was overruling it, like he was letting it fly. So they take us back to March 3rd. Mind you, that Cassie beating video, I believe it was like March 5th or March 6th. I believe it was March 5th, 2016. They take us back to March 3rd. Starting from that day, Cassie and Diddy are having conversations, and Cassie is the one leading into all the sexual conversations. She about 4 times mentions the text. I don't even know what the text said. The texts were vulgar to the point where they didn't read them out loud in the courtroom. And they've been doing that a lot with any like sexually explicit things, just to save the victims, just the alleged victims, I guess, like some dignity. But she had sent a couple of those text messages, right? It got to a point where basically Puff was like, okay, well, like it was around the time that they're about to link up to do whatever. They didn't know what they were going to do. So Puff is asking her, because she's saying like, yo, I want to do something, but I can't get too crazy. Like she's sending all these texts, and he's like, well, too bad you got to work. He's prioritizing work for her. He's like, too bad you got to work. And then she keeps going. So finally he's like, all right, well, what you going to do tonight? Like, whatever. And she's just like, oh, I want to be with my baby. So then they start having a conversation, because now, you know what I mean? Now the conversation is initiated about the freak offs or whatever. But again, Cassie led into that. And the defense made it clear. They went back and they wanted to clarify who led into the conversation about that freak off day with the CNN video. And I'm going to tell y'all why I keep bringing up this video. There's a lot more, but this one I thought was a big bombshell. And they didn't even finish this one, because not only did Cassie initiate the conversation, but Cassie made it seem like, during these freak offs, her body was violated. She made it seem like Diddy had no regard for her health. She talked about having sores in her mouth, and basically all he said was, oh, you need to go to the doctor. She talked about having so many UTIs back to back that like antibiotics weren't even helping her anymore. She was trying to figure it out naturally, but like it wasn't happening. She was in pain because of the back-to-back UTIs. There was just no regard or she had no control over these situations she was put in. It was a job. She just had to show up to her job, and she did it because she loved this man and she wanted this man to love her and to not go anywhere and be anywhere with anybody else, right? Multiple times in the conversations leading up to this CNN video, Puff is asking Cassie, like, well, what you want to do tonight? Where you want to go? What you doing tonight? What's the word type vibes, right? So she finally gets to the point where she's like, I just want to be with you. So now he's like, okay, like, and he's telling her, like, since it's your idea, you set it up. Like, what do you want tonight to be like? Like, she talked about it was a very well choreographed thing when they did the freak offs. She didn't tell us she was choreographing too. And that's what it was given. Like, he's asking her, like, well, who do you want to do it with? And blah, blah, blah. Like, she had control at some points. And the reason why all of this is important is because, yes, yesterday, prosecution did an amazing job at showing us that they do have proof that Cassie was threatened with videos from these freak offs and things of that nature. But today, even when talking about the CNN video, and when I'm talking to you guys about the control, some of the control that she did have, right? There was one point where she's preparing to go and meet him to figure this out, or to figure another freak off out, and she's like, dang, I forgot the tablet. And he's like, oh shoot. Like, she was okay with the tablets being there and things being recorded, and like, today just painted such a different narrative around that whole evening, right? To the point where, like, Diddy at one point, the person that was in the room with them, whoever ended up in the room, because they brought up a man named Johnny, but then she had said at one point it was like, I believe she said, or like another name, whatever. But before they got to the room, as they were still planning, Puff said to her, we could just watch and it just be us. Like, there's a guy named Johnny that they booked from some sort of service, and I guess the service was a strip service. So at that point,
why y'all calling her dumb? She was literally in court and she's reading like what she heard in court. Why y'all mad at her? Interesting. I'm like tuned in.
If Puff is saying to you, because another thing that Cassie made a big deal of yesterday was, because here's the issue, right? A lot of this is Cassie not saying, I don't want to do this, not saying no, not saying it's like he doesn't know that you don't want to do these things, right? You're alleging that he knew you didn't want to do these things and he did it anyway, and he threatened you, you know, with certain things if you didn't do it, like if you didn't comply, right? But now you're here and you're not pushing back on either. You're not pushing back on none of these conversations. We're having conversations about him literally saying to you, she said, oh, he never wanted to spend time just us. So I did the freak offs because that was the only time that we could spend together. And even in the freak offs, he never wanted it to just be us. When I tell y'all, Puff was giving her this one, right? This is one. That's the moment that led up to that scene in video. He was giving her every bit of, it could just be us, baby. We could just chill. On her, like, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to have fun. I want to have a fun night. I want to relax. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Even down to, she talked about how high they used to get during these freak offs, and, you know, how it made her almost like kind of like defenseless, and, you know, like she couldn't remember a lot, and it was just hard on her body. And, you know, like it got her to a point where she just didn't have a choice. There was a conversation that was had prior to the Intercontinental moment, which is where we see Puff beating her on camera, where and y'all remember Cassie said, I wanted to basically do the freak off to get ahead of the fact that Monday I needed to have a good day because that was my big movie premiere. So if I made him happy, I knew I could have a good day. Not only did they talk about today the fact that Puff went to a brunch with her to celebrate the movie premiere, but, you know, he kept telling her he was proud of her all weekend. He was telling her to relax. He was telling her, like, yo, look, if you're going to do this freak off, let's do it early so you can get your rest. You got, you know what I mean, your big day coming up. He's like, yo, if we do it, let's not get caught up in the matrix. Like, let's not do too much. Like, let's take it easy on the drugs and, you know, all of that. Like, it was just a completely different picture that was painted. And it wasn't like it was just testimony, so you got to figure out whether it was true or not. It was in a text thread that the prosecutors chose not to even address video. And, you know, I told you guys that.
Okay, I'm done. I just wanted to hear all of that. And that was just day one. Okay. And that was just day one. I think that was day one and day two combined. It was interesting, a lot of what's going on with the Diddy case, but what's also interesting. I need to do a whole video on Diddy. Maybe I'll just do it over on Patreon. But I have so many links and clips about meet the porn stars that Diddy forced Cassie into the freak off. They got their pictures. I have you know, clips of Wendy. Well, let me play this clip of Wendy anyway. Hold on. I'm gonna play this clip of Wendy anyway, since we here. Of Wendy basically reminding y'all of what she went through. Y'all don't remember when Wendy Williams was telling y'all about Diddy? And it's like, we need Wendy's commentary right now. Hold on, listen to this. Oops.
She probably doesn't know how to apply for a mortgage. No, you laugh, but I'm talking about the practical things of life, you know? Doesn't know how to apply for a mortgage. She's probably always been on his insurance, you know, so she needs an insurance card, a Cigna or something to get all checked out. You guys are laughing.
Okay, he was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon and battery and making terroristic threats.
And so people are pulling these old clips of Wendy and basically reminding people, like, Wendy been telling y'all.
Help him to get support. Cassie posted a photo of herself the other day. Here's the photo. And he commented, love you forever. Well, I thought that he was now with a 22-year-old. He's in South Africa filming Honey 3. And she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And, you know, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them, because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like, he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay? Pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like, I'm already paranoid as a person. But to know that somebody could actually swoop down on me in the middle of nothing would scare the bejesus out of me.
So yeah, I just, you know, wanted to do that little you know, go back in history, that little history lesson of Wendy Williams talking about it, because it's very interesting, because so many people in the entertainment industry knew what was going on, and now we hear a lot of it. And it's interesting also that people are focused on the abuse instead of the actual you know charges of RICO and sex trafficking. So, we will see what happens. Whatever happens, if they were to let him out today, Diddy's still in jail, technically. You know what I mean? Like, he's not the same Diddy that he was before he went to jail. And now, after all of this has come out, he'll never be the same as far as this industry is concerned, whether it's about his money or whatever. Like, he will be a pariah. Like, nobody want to touch him. But anyway, I'm digressing. Like this video as y'all get in here. Okay. Right. Okay, you said that's a part of the abuse. Okay. Listen, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just listening to the court case one day after the next. And like they said, how many weeks is it that they have to present their case? And like, we just on week 1, okay? We just on day 5. And so a lot of people, y'all out there watching, have made your decision based on the salaciousness of, Cassie's testimony. But at the end of the day, it's so much other things that, will come out or may come out to dispute her testimony. We don't know. You said 10 weeks. Okay. So, there's that. We shall see. We shall see. And I'm not supporting no abuser, but at the end of the day, everybody deserves they day in court. Okay. Speaking of people who deserve their day in court, see what I did there? Simon Guobadia. Simon Guobadia is back in the news yet again. Because he has like a little small victory this week, as he is being ordered to appear in person for his prenup, to the battle to enforce the prenup. Remember, Porsha wants the prenup enforced, and once they decide on that, then the divorce can be finalized. Simon has been filing petitions to not enforce the prenup, saying that it was entered into under false pretenses. We've been talking about this for months and months and months. We even read Simon's latest petition over on Patreon and deep dive into a lot of the reasons why he feels that the prenup should not be enforced. Basically, Porsha then violated a lot of the terms of the prenup already, but there's that. But now, he's been in ICE custody since he tried to attend the court hearing. What was it, back in February? He was on his way to court, and somebody, allegedly, they say it's Porsha, they say it's Porsha's team, they say it's Porsha's mama, they say it's Porsha's attorney. I don't know who it was, don't nobody know. They say it was nobody. Some people say that Simon was just on the radar, but whatever it is, Simon was picked up on his way to court, and he did not make it to court. Okay, they went ahead and proceeded with the case. Okay, in the case, Porsha's attorney was trying to get the judge to go ahead and make a decision today. He is not here. He's not going to be here. And it's all his fault. He's not here because he is a criminal, and he is in the United States illegally. And that's why he's detained. And it was his fault that he's detained. So it was very interesting to hear all of that. But the judge was like, his attorney is right. He does have the right to participate in his own divorce. And so because of that, I'm going to issue the continuance, and, for June. I think it's like June 14th or somewhere around there. So anyway, after all that happened, the divorce could not proceed because Simon wasn't there. Porsha was thinking it was going to be a wrap, and it wasn't. And now, this small victory is In Touch is reporting. Okay, Guobadia remains locked up in ICE. Okay, and was unable to appear at the first hearing. And now, he will be. The judge has issued a request for ICE to deliver him personally, if he is still detained by ICE, that is, to court on June 11th. Okay, if Simon is released before then, the court will allow remote proceedings, which means they will be able to do it via Zoom. But whatever the issue is, it's interesting that they're saying that they have already submitted the request to ICE, and ICE has agreed that if he has not been deported by then, that they will bring him into court to go ahead and address this. So there's that. It'll be interesting. And here is the direct quote from Portia's attorney. Husband detention is the direct result of his attempt to illegally enter the United States, calling it a foreseeable legal consequence. Okay. But here's the thing, like Portia married him, like they might as well go ahead and annul it and annul the prenup too. Annul everything and annul the prenup. Then she won't get nothing. Okay. But I'm digressing. Meanwhile, Portia is still in the house. Okay, Portia is on her YouTube channel showing everybody her lavish furnishings and every look floor plan of the house. She done walk from the bedroom to the living room to the kitchen chair. If somebody break in, they know the whole floor plan of the whole house because Portia want to show y'all everything, honey. You said Ice got Zoom. He can self-deport so he can get out of jail. Okay. Portia is the one who's dropping dimes on Simon, in my opinion. She wants the lifestyle that Shamea had. Oh, child. You said you don't think Portia is going, I mean, Simon is going anywhere? Well, who knows, child. But meanwhile, Portia has been on the gram and people are noticing that she is making little statements. Okay, this particular statement somebody sent me. uh Portia actually deleted the caption, but here is a screenshot of it. Hold on, let me show you this. Present, share. So here it is. Portia put this, and she put a crown and a bat, okay, in the caption. And according to the people in my DM, they said T. Portia might be effing the president of Nigeria. She posted a crown and a bat as the caption of her latest IG post. The same post in which she's wearing a Nigerian Benin inspired dress and playing Afro beats by Nigerian Benin artist Rima. The president of Nigeria is known to go by BAT for his initials, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thus, the bat for BAT. I guess she wants people to know this because I don't know why she would post this otherwise. Any Nigerian would know this off jump. Hashtag if you know, you know. Well, my source had told me, because they in Nigeria too. They had told me that it's not Bat. She's trying to get Bat's attention, but she's also apparently trying to get the attention of Bat's son because Bat is the older Nigerian president who is married. Bat's son is a little younger and he got some money too. And apparently, hold on, what did he say? Mm, 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 mm. Oh, they had sent. Oh, child, they had sent me. I ain't gonna read that. I have to say that for Patreon. But yeah, so I don't know what Portia is trying to do, but my source had also told me that apparently a lot of political people in Nigeria have been trying to assist Simon with the deportation issues. So they're gonna welcome him back and all of that. So I don't know if she's doing that because she knows that they're helping Simon. Yes, it's the daddy. The bat is the daddy. Yes, but there's also a son that's involved, and this is just some offside tea that I was just saying. But I don't know if she's doing this because she knows that they're helping Simon with the deportation because he got to be deported back to Nigeria before he goes back to Dubai, and that's going to happen really soon. So I don't know what's going on if she's trying to prevent them from helping him or what. But it's just interesting that she would post this. Now, the dress was actually the dress she wore in her confessionals on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So this isn't a new picture. Of course it isn't because she just got her boobs done. And so, hold on, let me pull up Portia's Instagram. And actually, she wore this dress over the summer when she was filming her confessionals. If you recall, she actually filmed some confessionals with Dennis wearing that dress as well. And I don't think she posted it on her Instagram until hold on until it actually aired. I'm trying to scroll backwards to see, honey. Portia got so many. She been promoting the hell out of this YouTube channel. Y'all go support Portia for real on YouTube. And she stole Nene's slogan. Don't make me call Portia. Hold on. We scrolling. We scrolling. Okay, let me put this in here. Stop sharing. Present. Share. Like this video as y'all get in here, please. Like this video. I'm trying to go back to when she first wore it. It was a picture of her and Dennis in a dress. There it is, right there. Well, there's a picture of the dress before the she used it as her caption, as you can see, the gold right there, and she might have taken it down. But yeah, Porsha was flying back and forth to Nigeria, honey. She was there. There it is, right there. So there's the dress when she first posted it. December 27, 2024. Okay. And so for her to post a picture again recently is giving, like I said, she was trying to get someone's attention. And even in this December 27th post, she tagged Lagos Isosa is coming home, and she put the Nigerian flag, a crown, and the airplane. So there's that. Maybe Portia does have some ties to Nigeria now. I don't know what she's doing or why, but she is battling, honey. Portia is battling. Meanwhile, Portia has also given props to Angela. She named Angela the queen, child. Portia was on her page, and when everyone was doing the go naked hair situation. And I found this interesting because it seems like Portia is doing this whole divide and conquer situation, because we already know her storyline is, she's supposed to be mad at Drew, blah, 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 blah. But she posted this picture of Angela Oakley alone and said, luxury at its finest, a queen has risen. And she's calling Angela the new queen. She's like literally leaning in to the social media fodder that Angela is doing a dang thing, and she is okay. And so it says, pampered by Portia by Miss Angela Oakley. Now it's interesting that she would post that, because they've been going at it, Drew and this little fake beef of hers. Here it is, right here. Hold on. Where is it? The Bravo Shade Room. Shout out to the Bravo Shade Room. Put this in here. Somebody had asked, what's she paying Drew? And Drew clapped back and said, wait a minute, here it is right here. Like this video, please and thank you. Somebody said, I hope Drew got paid for this. And then Portia said, yes, the beautiful Drew was paid by RHOA. She was at work. And then Drew said, I mean, by those standards, I was also at work on her birthday. So listen, they's reading each other, because remember, Portia tried to make it seem like, Drew wasn't supposed to be there, that Angela wasn't supposed to invite Drew. But at the end of the day, we know Drew was at work on her birthday, at her birthday trip, because it was a cash trip. Okay. So again, by those standards, Drew ate that. Okay. So here is some more. Somebody said, Drew Sidora, please stop letting these women play in your face. I'm not saying you have to be petty or stoop to their level, but I hate the way they keep playing you like a joke and using the fact that you're an actress to invalidate your feelings. You are the Drew Sidora, and was Drew Sidora before any of these women were on the show. Stop letting them play with you, baby. And Drew said, they say all these things and do them behind my back in scenes where I'm not present. I can't wait for our face-to-face reunion. And then somebody said this, and Drew commented. Somebody said, another week of Portia pretending that Drew filming with Dennis is the issue, when it's really that she doesn't want to talk about Simon. Hashtag RHOA. And then Drew said, at least somebody said it. At least someone said it. Okay. So, I mean, I had said it too, Drew. I had said it too. But, there's that. At this point, I don't know if this is for TV or if they really beefing for real, because like I said, I had figured they all was in on the Drew, Portia, and Dennis, because Portia didn't have a story without Simon, and she does not want to talk about Simon for whatever reason. But we're gonna get some more Simon T soon as he pop up in court, child. You said, I don't like Drew being on Housewives, not a good fit. Oh no. You said it's a great clapback. Okay. We are starting to know way too much about these shows. I mean, with social media, it is what it is. Now, the ratings have also came out for this week. And people were like, they're going down, the ratings are going down. But I'm like, they was already down. I don't think they're going down any lower than they were. Here it is right here. Ratings. The ratings for this week is, drum roll, please. Much low. Much low. The ratings for this week is season 16, episode 10, 549,000 viewers. Okay. 0.16 in the 18 to 49 demographic. Now, it's not the season low, or it's not the season high. It's somewhere in the middle, child. So they sustaining. They still got 500,000, but it ain't looking good. But they still got 500,000. Okay. So salute to them for holding their own. Okay. Salute to them. You said, suppose she came on the show and ruined. She made it so ghetto. She didn't even have a third line. I am talking about Porsha. Ooh, now Drew better shut up and bow down before Porsha dog walk her. Oh no, why you say that? You said it's the tariffs. That's why the ratings low, because of the tariffs. Well, this divide and conquer thing is interesting as well, because as I was saying before, you saw how Drew responded to Porsha and her technically being at work when she was at Porsha's birthday party that Angela invited her to, and then Porsha seemingly was mad at Angela. Well, now, Porsha posted Angela and said she's the queen. And, to me, Porsha just be using her Instagram to light shade or whatever, to give props, or maybe to soften Angela a little bit, because she halfway apologized. And remember, Angela was still mad at Shamea for not apologizing. Well, now Shamea has doubled down over on her YouTube channel, sitting next to her new BFF Kelli. And she basically says, they're apologizing for laughing. They're apologizing for laughing at Porsha for saying what she said. Here it is right here. Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer on section 107 of the Copyright Act. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? We are researching. Hold on, let's listen.
So I do want to apologize to Angela for laughing at that. Now, the stuff Britt said that I see Charles out all the time with another man.
Well, that's not what you said. One,
I did not say that.
That's not what you said.
I've known Charles for a long time from working with the NBA, and I'd never met Angela. I'd already told Angela that myself at my birthday party, that I'd never met her. It was great to finally meet her. So she over there doing what she do best, which is, lie. And I owned up to what I did say. I talked about her fashion or whatever, but to me, that's light shade. They talk about my fashion. I get worse dressed, whatever. I don't care. And I laughed at what Porsha said. I apologize for that.
Okay, she's very remorseful. She's apologizing, and she used her YouTube channel to do it. Hashtag Shamea.
Anything else is not true.
I think we all laughed at what Porsha said, and I definitely want to excuse myself, and I want people to understand that, we were in a setting where, and I'm not making excuses for, alcohol and things like that, but we had been filming the entire day, and that was our wind down time in the pool.
We were being silly.
We were being silly, having a good time, and, everyone had made a mention of something.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even know how we got on the subject or the topic. Clearly she was in the house, and I think Cynthia was in the house, but then everybody else was like outside, and it was just like,
y'all don't think Shamea is sincere in her apology?
One of those things. And again, like
we were making a fake video.
We were making a music. That's what I said. I was like, we were making
me shaking the champagne up.
I don't know what happened. You had Shamea with the cowboy boots with the water coming out of them. She's splashing champagne. We're twerking. I think we had like Lil Webby playing. It was like Kenny was. We were screaming, Kenny! Kenny kept
back and was like, "What the
Yeah.
hell are y'all doing? Like, let me."
Okay, I'm over it. But yeah, they apologize. They apologize. Salute to them for apologizing. Like, people are saying that she only apologized because of the backlash that she was receiving, and I can probably agree. I mean, because Shamea was getting a lot of backlash because yeah, you laughed, but you're married to Shamea. Why would you laugh at such a thing? But there is that. Meanwhile, who else we got? Let me see. Shamea talks about friendship with Porsha, Kenya's exit, and Mia wanting to join. Do I want to hear this? Let me see. I guess we can listen. She was on the Breakfast Club. I don't know if I can play that. But yeah, Shamea talked about that. Y'all go over to Breakfast Club to watch that. Now let's get into this Nene and Nene, Tamar, and Kandi situation. Because I know y'all was reading in the chat. Oh, y'all was like dragging. The people on the blogs are saying that Nene can't have a show without talking about Kandi. And it's like, how y'all saying that? That don't make no sense because her shows are not all about Kandi. Okay. And of course, Kandi is a topic of discussion. Kandi has been in the news. Why not bring up Kandi? Does Kandi not talk about people as well? I don't know, but we're gonna look at it. Hold on. Like this video. Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer in section 107 of the copyright allowances made for fair use, honey. Fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Now, Nene's interview has made probably almost 300,000, I think. So some of y'all may have already seen it, but we're gonna look anyway. Now, first, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Tamar's hairline. Tamar wanted her hair like that. She got it like that. So y'all need to leave her alone. She knows how to get y'all talking. If she wanted it behind her bang yang, she put it behind her bang yang. Okay. So salute to Tamar and her bang yang. Now let's listen. Oh, and she had on 2 different earrings. Somebody said she had on a silver one and a gold one, but I don't know. We're gonna see.
Why do people say I fall out with everybody?
I mean, I don't know. That's what they said.
No, that's what my sister said.
Okay, they say.
So it was interesting that she just came out the blue with, why do people say I fall out with everybody? And apparently her sister said it. Well, I wonder which sister said it.
You fall out with everybody. Okay,
That's a lot.
Okay, you and Kandi, what's your problem?
Kandi, if you're watching, and we know you're watching, the thing is this: we don't have an issue with you. We're not jealous of you. We actually celebrate your success. No, seriously, but you got to be a better person. And the reason why you got to be a better person.
Y'all see Nene's face right now. Y'all see the look on Nene's face. That's hilarious to me. And I don't understand why people seem to forget that Kandi was the person on Real Housewives of Atlanta that went behind everyone's back and went to the executives when people were complaining about the way they were being treated. Kandi was the one lone Black employee that said that she never experienced racism at Bravo when Nene filed her lawsuit. Kandi had Kenya and everybody over on Speak on It and was saying how Nene was a talentless buffoon. Kandi did a lot of things in front of the scenes and behind the scenes that we have been talking about over here for months. So I don't understand why there are so many people on the TikTok, on the Twitters, on the X, on the Instagram, on the YouTube, all acting like Kandi is some saint that has never did anything wrong. If everybody is saying it's got to be some truth to it. Is that not what y'all be saying all the time? So I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. Hold on, we're gonna finish.
Reason why you got to be a better person is because it's not fair to the people who have been following our careers, knowing that you are doing things behind the scenes, knowing that you are lying on people.
That behind
no,
the scenes,
no,
honey.
it's not
That behind the scenes, honey. Now, listen, don't make me pull the text messages. Don't make me go back to 2020 when all of this mostly, well, it was all black cast were going to the executives at Bravo to ask for, money for different things because they were paying a lot of things out of pocket, even though they were virtual. And Kandi was like, "Well, wait a minute. I already asked for this, this, and this. Okay, don't make me go back in the archives. Okay, but let's finish."
fair. It's not fair because we like you. We cheerlead for you. Y'all got black love. We're happy for you. It has nothing to do with that. But for you to deliberately use the public's opinion to manipulate them into thinking that people are really coming after you when we're not.
And see, I don't listen. I don't be listening to Tamar like that. And a lot of the things that Tamar says, I roll my eyes at. But this right here she is spitting facts. Okay. There are so many people. Then Kandi got these bots, and Kandi got her whole Kandi coded click up under your comment section, just like Team Twirl. They be like trying to read you. Why everybody drag Kandi? Kandi is rich. Kandi is doing this. Kandi is doing that. But Kandi ain't told you all them restaurants is shutting their doors. Kandi ain't told you that they be failing health inspections. Kandi ain't told you none of the flaws that she has, but she talks about the flaws that everybody else has. I don't understand how y'all can sit there and act like Kandi is God just because she sent y'all a dang gift bag from the OLG.
That's not right. And for you to sit back and because you have the public's opinion, because it's so easy because of the character you have created on Housewives and things like that, to fall into that, that's not fair because I didn't do nothing to you. I apologized to that girl in that conversation 15 times.
I would love to sit down with him.
Not 15 times.
Well, I'm not sitting down with her until she tells the people.
I would love to sit down with him.
I would love for Nene to sit down with Kandi. I would love for them to finally come face to face, and I hope that she would not hold back like she held back with Cynthia. I want it to happen.
I'm not because it's
I
not
said
fair.
I would love to sit down.
Oh, that's
with
great.
Kandi.
I'm not sitting down until she says, "Hey, party people, I lied," and now we can sit down because I want to know why.
Now, let's start with Tamar first. Okay. Now, back in the day, child, this is so mess. Hold on, I'm gonna go. Hold on. I'm gonna pull this up real quick because somebody actually just wrote about it and documented this Kandi and Tamar feud. Okay. If we go way back, we can go back to before Big Brother. Kandi and Tamar were in this public dispute when Tamar was on the roster for their New Year's Eve concert. Y'all remember way back then? And Tamar was wrong. Okay, Tamar was wrong because she brought T.S. Manhands and Kaya to the New Year's Eve concert. Okay, knowing that Kaya and T.S. Manhands had been, saying all of this derogatory things about Kandi. And Kandi even went forward and said, she knew I done messed with them because they done said stuff about me and they done said stuff about my friends. But Tamar claims that's not why she brought them. But even so, it all blew up because they were saying that Mr. Manhands had a gun stuck in his fake boobs and stuff. Y'all remember all that? Y'all want me to pull that up? Hold on. No, I'm just saying I didn't agree with Kandi. I'm just saying I remember when all of that happened, Jazbel. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull that up. Let me go to my escape. Tamar. Okay. Straight from the A. Hold on. And I think it even happened way before that. Actually, I think there was an issue. No, that was with Tiny. I'm sorry. I'm going back. Hold on. Here it is right here. Y'all don't remember when they even responded. I don't know if I got that on there. Hold on. Let me go back. View actual size. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Y'all remember this right here? Messy. Tamar invites Queen's Court to Great Escape Tour. This was in 2018, honey. And they was kicked out. Kaya and T.S. Madison was kicked out. Dunn One had kicked them out because T.S. Manhands had a gun, honey. And here it is right here. And somebody had wrote, Kandi Burruss is a boss. I love you for what you did tonight. Man, she caught word that Tamar was about to be petty against Toya by bringing out Kaya and her side chick during her performance. And Kandi shut that ish right down. So at the time, I think Tamar was beefing with Toya because Toya had wrote something in her book about Tamar blocking her from being on the reel or something. I don't know. It's just so much that Tamar do fall out with everybody. And so Kandi, was taking up for her friend, but she was saying that, not that they had talked about her, but that they have talked about everybody in her circle, including Toya, Reginae, Tiny, Kandi, and to bring them to Candy's concert. She was pissed off. And this person said, I was right there and they both had to leave from backstage. That's exactly what their negative groupie asses get. Every man wants a woman. These nuts hoe and any other story y'all hear. Now, then T.S. Manhands came out and had something to say too. And said, wait a minute, here's y'all's New Year's tea. I was a guest of Tamar's show. It wasn't Tamar's show, it was Escape show. And then he said the Escape, C-U-N-T-S, he loved calling women out their name. Told security we had weapons in an attempt to get us kicked out. They did have weapons. He had a pistol up under his breast. Vince stepped in, we got dressed, and we were waiting to go on with Tamar. I'm assuming Escape girls wanted us gone and we didn't leave, so they continued to press down on Tamar so she could not do the performance with us. So Vince asked us if we wanted to stay and watch the show. And we said no. We not here for them HOES. We here for Tamar. And we left in our limousine that was taken care of by Tamar and Vince. So to the homosexual who fetches these hoes hair and soda pop, like I said, know your tea like you know your status. Anyway, the real tea. Let me see. Okay, I said the real tea was that Vince and Tamar was together. Okay, and there it is. Wait. What else? Tamar's good friend Troy hit the net to reveal that Kaya was only there to perform 20 seconds of her throwback hit, "My Neck and My Back." LaTroy has said that they was trying to create a moment, and this is when that whole Kandi stuff started, because they was like literally that Kaya was just there to perform. It wasn't about T.S. Manhands, but because T.S. Manhands had the gun, they had to put them all out. Okay, so that was the beginning of the beef. Okay, and so a lot of this has trickled down and continued over the years. Now, there was another instance, if you recall, Tamar accused Todd of confronting her. Hold on, child. And she said that Kandi was hold on. Tamar Braxton claims Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker threatened her. Hold on, here it is right here. I'm just letting y'all know it goes deep now. Tamar claims that Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker were the RHOA couple who seemingly threatened her. Here it is right here. Let me scroll. She was on Watch What Happens Live, and Tamar told Andy that somebody on Real Housewives of Atlanta had confronted her.
What's your question for Tamar?
Uh-oh.
Hi, Tamar. Hi, Andy. And hi, ladies. Our question is, who is the Atlanta housewife that you hinted about having beef with on Instagram, saying her
and here we go.
Her husband threatened you.
People think it was Eva.
Nope. It was not.
I know who it is.
It was not, and it really did happen. I'm not lying.
Here we go. Y'all remember this?
Like, I'm not looking for attention or drama or anything like that.
Right.
But that really did happen. It was not cute. No,
Was she a full housewife?
She's a full housewife.
Oh my God.
It's not Kandi.
Ooh.
Oh my lamb.
I thought you and Kandi
Andy really wanted to know. She says not Kandi, and she took a sip.
mended everything after Big Brother.
I thought so too. I had no idea.
Wow. Okay.
I'll tell you the story later.
Brenna and Ruth from Rhode Island.
See, hold on, let me go.
the chains of events that actually really honestly truly happened. Now, this really all started, okay, everybody knows that I'm on Dish Nation now, right? And this really all started from a YouTube that Kandi put out about whatever the issues they had with Carlos King. And I was asked about it. Now, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not like these other.
Oh, I skipped all over the Carlos King part. Now, remember, Carlos Kandi was going on a little YouTube tour and telling everybody that Carlos had stole her life rights, when in all actuality he had gotten the approval from Jermaine Dupri because Kandi did not want to perform with Escape anymore. Y'all remember that? She said she would never reunite with Escape. When she found out that Carlos and Jermaine had partnered on the Escape biopic, she got all the ladies together and said it's time for us to be a group. And so, that's how that happened. It was all about the money, and anything that doesn't benefit Kandi, it is what it is. So, Tamar knew about that as well, and she spoke on it.
Reality people, like, I'm a real bona fide 5-time Emmy nominated journalist. Difference. So for me, I am not comfortable publicly saying or calling someone else a liar without knowing the legitimate facts. That's where I'm standing with that. I wasn't on no, you're not my friend, I don't want to side with you. It wasn't nothing to being messy, but my responsibility for my job and my integrity, just like help the chains of events that actually really honestly truly happened in that. Or else I just would have said, oh, she lied. Really what I did say is I wanted to hear both sides of the story, something in the milk ain't clean, just trying to deflect from just outright calling somebody a liar. Because number one, I don't know. Number two, I don't care. Number three, has nothing to do with me. Okay? Cool. That happened. I put up a clip promoting the show from my point of view in my story, not addressing anybody, not taking sides on nothing, because I really don't care. It really doesn't have anything else to do with me. Okay? So weeks go by, 4 or 5 weeks go by, and we all have a concert together. And I'm leaving my dressing room to go to my dancer's dressing room to bring them their new clothes, and I see Kandi in the hallway. And I'm like, hey, boo, and I give her a hug, whatever, and she just look at me and she's like, I ain't fucking with you. And I'm like, what?
And I believe every word she just said, because she said that to me before when we was at Cynthia Bailey birthday party. And I was like, hey, Kandi. And she's like, I ain't fucking with you. She said those exact words. Oh, my God. Tamar telling the truth.
What? I'm right in that. Or else I just would have said, oh, she like, really what like, I'm for real thinking she's kidding. And she's like, I ain't fucking with you. I'm like, what happened? She like, oh, well, you said that shit you said about Carlos King was foul. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I honestly, truly forgot about it. Right? And I'm like, listen. Like, I'm for real thinking she's kidding.
Is that your baby?
So, and then Kandi posted this in response.
Is that your overbite?
Now one of you will be the drowning victim.
I'll be the victim all your life. Help me! I'm drowning! I can't swim.
So Kandi was calling her a victim, and then Tamar clapped back and said, I'm the victim when your man steps to a woman. Sounds like an abused woman to me. To see nothing wrong with that. Hope he's not beating your ass. I pray for your healing. They was going back and forth, child. And then Tamar said, I answered the question like everyone else does. I'm not scared of anyone or truth. Y'all don't want me to say nothing because that's not her narrative on TV. It's been months and she addresses everything and everyone. Why not this? I welcome them both to speak on it and lie. And then she wrote, God always has a ram in the bush. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I have proved my point. It's over. So I guess this was her backstage and Todd was back there in the back if you zoom in. Okay. So there's that. Y'all be acting like Kandi don't be clapping back or Kandi don't be saying nothing, but she does. Okay. As for Nene, y'all know about those text messages and all the things that Kandi did and her having Kenya on her channel calling Nene a talentless buffoon. I can pull that up if y'all want me to too, but she's done it. Meanwhile, Kandi can go and speak on it and talk about everybody. She was talking about Nene when Nene wasn't even on the show. But as soon as Nene said something about her over there on the Nene Leakes Show. Then all of a sudden, everybody like, oh my God, Nene lives rent free in her head. Oh my God. But were y'all saying it over there? Were y'all pull what? You want me to pull the Kenya Moore and her when she called a talentless buffoon? Hold on. Kenya Kandi. How you spell buffoon? Because I know I had posted it. It's right. Let me see. Oh, here it is. It was 4 years ago, child. Right there. Y'all remember that? Kenya Moore calls Nene Leakes an ugly, talentless buffoon on Kandi. Speak on it. Okay. Hold on. Let me see.
Okay, so anyway.
Oh, child, it's a long time ago. Let me scroll in here and see.
Okay, Von Zipper, it's childish. Let's continue. Let's hear what Kenya had to say. Hold on. Let me see.
Look at me. Oh my God.
Jealous person. She friend or foe. Hateful. So when it comes to you, even when it comes to Bravo, now here's some real tea. Now the whole thing with her getting Lisa Bloom and then getting her ready to sue people. She was about to sue someone or whatever. It was Bravo. She was suing Bravo and True because she felt like they were
Allegedly.
So Kandi can have people on her channel talking about Nene and talking about Nene suing, but Nene can't have nobody on her channel talking about their experience with Kandi. Like, where? I don't understand. And speaking of Kandi, I'm gonna go back to Nene in a second. Speaking of Kandi, she still talking about people. She was over here the other day. She was on her Amazon Live talking about folks. What was she saying on Amazon Live? Oh, she was telling them they was good additions to the show. She was on Amazon Live, but we don't really care about that. But I could play it. But she's always talking about people. So why Kandi can be a blogger, but nobody else can be a blogger? I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand. Meanwhile, who else? What else? I ain't gonna bring that up. I don't really care. Oh, the rest of this Tamar interview, child. It was so much on this Tamar interview. Oh, Tamar was talking about this boy right here that Nene was messing around with for a hot second, and she said he looked like a stud. Remember we was talking about him too back then. I didn't want to believe she was messing with him. But here is, hold on, let me see. Somebody put it all together. That is so funny. Hold on. Somebody put it all together. Y'all remember that boy right there? And he had leaked pictures of Nene in a t-shirt. Y'all remember that? And so I think he was on Tasha K too. But Tamar called him a stud.
Would you date a girl?
No.
Oh,
I'm not a lesbian.
Oh, you're not? Okay, so
are you a lesbian?
Definitely not a lesbian.
Okay, so that girl, that girl looking guy you was dating looked like a stud.
Who? What guy? I've never dated a guy.
I still kind of wanted to know. I was going to ask you about
Who was it?
He looked like a stud.
The one that I was dating? The one that I'm currently dating? Who?
The one right before that. We thought that
was you thought it was a stud?
It was a stud. You touched it? That's a stud.
Tim, I cannot believe you feel that way. If he knew that, because he kind of had an issue with you, he would just die.
That's a stud.
He
Did you
would
touch
just
it? You saw it in person?
Of course, I seen it and saw it and felt it. The whole.
That's a stud.
Okay, that's a stud. Anyway, another part of the interview, I've heard that a lot of it was cut out, which is interesting to me. I wanted them to dive into more of why Tamar unfollowed Nene. Y'all remember I told y'all that exclusive tea I had about Tamar and Nene, and Tamar was dating one of Nene's guys, friends, and they actually told that story too as well about how they had met them, and they all ended up hanging out, and Tamar ended up dating a friend. They used to travel together and all of that. Well, apparently Tamar was upset back then about the guy still traveling with Nene and her guy, but he was with other women, and I guess Nene didn't tell Tamar that he was dating other women. So I caught the shade in a lot of the stuff that Tamar was saying, like, are you exclusive? Are you, when you date somebody, are you exclusive? Because at the end of the day, Nene was saying that they weren't exclusive, so she didn't feel like she should have told her that he was with other women. And so Tamar got mad and unfollowed Nene. So at the very beginning of the interview, that was like the first thing that they brought up. Hold on, it's right here. And shout out to Danny Canada from Gossip, who spilled the tea. Hold on, here it is.
Her neighbor, Tamar is like, okay, so you my neighbor. I don't feel like we neighborly.
No.
And I was like, Tamar, what are you saying?
You're not very neighborly. Like, you don't make it, like if I needed some sugar, I'm not going to your house first.
She said that to me. She's like, Nene, you are not neighborly. I want some vodka or something. I can't come over your house and get it. Why you feel like that?
Because you don't do that.
What do you feel? What do I need to do? I need to just come over there and knock on the door and be like, Tamar, here is the vodka. Here is the shit. I need to do all that.
Yeah.
So at Tamar's house, I can tell. Like, Tamar has company all the time. She loves company. She has company. She has these games at her house. I have none of that. Like, me at my house, I'm more like private
and zen.
Yeah, I can't even find it.
Uninviting.
Oh, Tamar, stop lying.
I thought it was at the very beginning, but Tamar had they basically said that Nene said that Tamar had unfollowed her and she didn't know why. And Tamar's like, I can't remember. And I was like, well, that was why. Hold on, was it at the very beginning? Let me see.
The Nene Leakes Show, my friend, my neighbor, and an honorary Georgia peach, Miss Tamar Braxton. Put your virtual hands together, baby. Woo! My neighbor in the house.
That was a good introduction, friend.
Yes, friend. Can we toast real quick with some of this tropical red?
Okay.
Wow. To you.
To you.
Mm-hmm. First, before we even get started, me and Tamar got to have a little girl talk. I got to tell her this right off the bat. Are you following me on social media?
Yes.
Because you are known for unfollowing people.
I am.
Okay, why?
Because, the energy is off or...
I just wake up one morning and Tamar had done totally unfollowed me. So I'm so glad we get to set this straight because she unfollowed. Why?
I don't remember.
You don't?
See, she don't remember, but I remember. I told y'all about that. And there's actually a video in my Nene Leakes playlist about the reason why Nene and Tamar fell out. Now, another part of the interview that was interesting was when Tamar started reliving her moments on the reel. And hold on, y'all know I'm gonna play it. I gotta play it. Here it is right here. This clip. And in this clip, she talks about, her issues with the reel and her issues with some of the people on the reel. And Nene even spills tea about how she was asked to be on the reel, but she didn't do it because she was still on the Housewives at the time.
I was asked to be on the reel. And this was in the beginning of the process of them casting. I think it was, I'm sure it was Tamar and the other girls, but I was asked to be one of the first girls when the show first originally started. I had the contract and I ended up not doing the reel and they ended up casting Lonni Love. Y'all know y'all would have liked me first. I'm just kidding. I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I just did not do the reel. But Tamar ultimately did the reel. And I remember so well talking
I wish they would have told me.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember talking to Tamar. I remember talking to you, and you said this to me, like they had casted all of you guys, and you were like, we're all going out to dinner. I believe all y'all went to like Mr. Chow.
Because Vince.
Yeah, y'all all went together to Mr. Chow to kind of like, just make sure that you guys were friends and sisters and you guys had the same vision and all that. You produced on there as well.
I did.
Wow.
I had a hand in creating the show. That's why I'm saying I wish they would have told me that because I wouldn't have cast Big Back Cadillac.
I'm finna get ready to leave.
Not the big back Cadillac. Oh Lord, I don't like the fat shaming, but y'all laughing at it. I don't think Lonni was laughing. I don't think Lonni was laughing. Lonni need to be the next guest on the show. Then Tamar gonna unfollow Nene again, but she need to be the next guest, honey.
You probably would be in our 10th season by now. Thanks. Ain't that dumb?
Red, I can't stand your laugh.
And it's no shade.
So Tamar, Big Back Cadillac. What happened?
How did back get so big?
I don't know. But what happened?
Why she repeat it?
Because okay, so when we say big back Cadillac, who are we talking about?
The person you just named.
Oh, so Lonni ended up being the person in the place of where I think that's what I think. I'm just assuming now. They came to me with the contract for the real, and then I ultimately did not do it.
I don't understand that.
Well, and when I go back,
Bravo not let you do
I
it.
think it was Lonni. I could have been wrong, but you just put me on to something thinking like we had two big personalities. But I don't think because they knew you were coming from the jump.
They knew that. They built the show.
I always thought it was Lonni. I always thought it was Lonni.
Did she tell the people that
you and Vince pitched this? How did this go? How did this work?
So we was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. You know, that's Vince's other place.
Yeah.
And I had a meeting with Telepictures.
Nice.
And they wanted to explore doing the Tamar Braxton talk show.
Okay.
And that's something, it's still a big dream of mine, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I had the Braxtons, I had Tamar and Vince, I had Love and War, and that was gone crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, well, you're gonna have to be here every day. And Vince was like, absolutely not. So let's build a show where there's people around her. So if she's out, that the show can carry on.
Right.
And we went from there, and we did we had a lot of what's the name of it, tests.
Yeah,
we had 2 days. I was big and pregnant too, where people would come in and out and do test shoots with me. And I met with Sally Ann Celcino, who's still a good friend of mine, and we came up with a lot of show ideas, and we created The Real.
Okay, so who came up with the name? Did they?
Sally Ann.
Okay, she came up with the name.
Yeah, but we
Real.
ponder.
She said that Lonni was doing things behind the scenes, like going back and getting her. I guess she was really one of the people that got Tamar put off or something. I don't know, child.
For like weeks. And
I can't keep up with all Tamar's beef.
Okay.
So when you're producing a show like The Real, do you have a say so in the casting, or you really?
I had a lot of say so. I casted Tamara and
Okay,
also casted Adrian.
Okay,
Mhm.
nice.
And Sally Ann casted Jenny Ma, and I'm assuming she casted Big Bad Cadillac.
Yeah. Okay. So Big Bad Cadillac. I mean, not Big Bad Cadillac.
Big Bad Cadillac.
I said it wrong. I mean, so we're talking about Lonni. I've actually done a lot of work with Lonni. I recently did the Oscars with Lonni. So I also had
she had kitten heels on.
I had ladies.
Did she have kitten heels on?
I can't remember, but I did Ladies Night Out in comedy, and she was on that show as well.
Was she easy to work with?
I just hosted it, and Greg kind of like helped, yeah.
She wanted to go on last.
She went on last. Yeah, she closed the show, if I make no mistake. She did close the show. I actually
Diddy was kind of
hosted the show, so I went in between every artist, as the host. I brought each artist to the stage. So like working on Housewives, when I'm working with all of these different personalities, we don't always get along. How was it with the rest of the girls over at The Real?
Listen, let me tell you something. It's the craziest thing, and it was so heartbreaking. I know you remember at that time, because I used to call you every single day, a few times a day. I was heartbroken because those girls were like my sisters.
Yeah.
But thank God now, me and Tam are real close. Me and Adrian is real close. Her husband and I are real close.
What about
I haven't seen Jeannie. I would like to though.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was out here in Atlanta for a while.
Yeah.
That's interesting. She said she ain't seen Jeannie, and Jeannie was living in Atlanta. But I'm digressing, okay? Jeannie had her dark meat on the side, but she had it as the main course, and they ain't want each other no more. But I'm digressing. What I really, I like the interview. I mean, Tamar is messy. The interview did what it was supposed to do. People are talking about it, good, bad, or indifferent. Like I said before, the one thing I don't like is how if anybody brings up Kandi's name, it doesn't matter. Like when I was on there, I actually talked about Kandi being up for Tony, when she was one of the producers of Othello. And of course Nene threw fun shade. Oh, I heard, there 30 producers or whatever. And I was like, oh, because I was like, I heard there's like 10 producers. She's like, I heard there's 30. It was just fun shade. It wasn't like nothing bad. We was literally giving the lady her props for being, a black woman doing it big on Broadway. And now here we are again. She had Latasha on there. Latasha really, honestly, to me, has a lot going on that has absolutely nothing to do with Kandi. Of course, the escape drama is escape drama, but even Tamar admitted that Latasha had actually wrote the song that Greg and Nene wanted her to, well, that Nene wanted to sing at Greg's repast. So Latasha, is a songwriter just like Kandi. Okay. So I mean she's in the music industry as well, and she has a history with a lot of these people, and she's been in Atlanta for a long time. So y'all think Kandi is gonna block Latasha's bag. She ain't, so Latasha's still doing things. But yeah, I like the interview. This was really cute that someone sent to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in here so y'all can call. But someone did like an AI version of Tamar and Nene's interview with babies. And some of y'all may have already seen it because I know Nene put it in her stories. I had put it in my stories. Everybody put it in their stories. Here it is right here. It's on my Instagram page. And let me find who's actual. Oh, here it is right here. So shout out to TJ Love Lady who actually created this. It is so cute. Oh my god. They got the wig and the baby hairs, the bang yang and everything. Let me restart it and play it from here.
Jenny Ma, and I'm assuming she casted Big Bad Cadillac.
Yeah. Okay. So Big Bad Cadillac. I mean, not Big Bad Cadillac.
Big Bad Cadillac.
I said it wrong. I mean, so we're talking about Lonni. I've actually done a lot of work with.
Why they had Lonni as a little Muppet?
Lonni. I recently did the Oscars with Lonni. So I also had.
She had kitten heels on.
I had ladies.
Did she have kitten heels on?
I can't remember, but I did Ladies Night Out in comedy, and she was on that show as well.
Was she easy to work with?
I just hosted, and Greg kind of like helped, yeah.
She wanted to go on last.
She went on last. Yeah, she closed the show, if I make no mistake. She did close the show. I actually hosted the show, so I went in between every artist, as the host. I brought each artist to the stage. So like working on Housewives, when I'm working with all of these different personalities, we don't always get along. How was it with the rest of the girls over at The Real?
Jenny Ma, and I'm assuming she casted Big Bad Cadillac.
Yeah. Okay. So Big Bad Cadillac. I mean, not Big Bad Cadillac.
Big Bad Cadillac.
I said it wrong. I mean, so we're talking about Lonni. I've actually done a lot of work with Lonni. I recently did the Oscars with Lonni. So I also had.
She had kitten heels on.
I had ladies.
Did she have kitten heels on?
I can't remember, but I did Ladies Night Out in comedy, and she was on that show as well.
Was she easy to work with?
I just hosted, and Greg kind of like helped, yeah.
She wanted to go on last.
She went on last. Yeah, she closed the show, if I make no mistake. She did close the show. I actually hosted the show, so I went in between every artist, as the host. I brought each artist to the stage. So like working on Housewives, when I'm working with all of these different personalities, we don't always get along. How was it with the rest of?
Okay, anyway, that was so cute. I love it. Okay, so salute to TJ Love Lady for doing that. Now we have some people in the back. Y'all click the link if you would like to call in. The topics tonight, we talked about a little bit of Diddy. We talked about Porsha and Simon. We talked about Shamea apologizing. We talked about Sidora calling Porsha out. We talked about what else? We talked about Nene Leakes and Tamar. We talked about Tamar's beef with Kandi. I don't even think I touched Nene's beef with Kandi, but I mean, I feel like I didn't touch that enough on this channel for y'all to at least go into to the archives and look. But there's that. Hold on, we have Von Zipper in the back. Hey, Von Zipper.
Hey, Michelle.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Now, she noticed he did Tamar is dead wrong for that.
Which part?
You just don't
The big
open
bag
up.
Cadillac or the
Yeah.
candy?
Yeah, but you know what?
Michelle.
Hey, Dr. Love.
You know what? I don't think she's wrong. I think Nene for repeating it didn't make it any better.
I think that it's the messenger. You know how they be like, because Tamar do fall out with everybody. Tamar got issues with everybody. And Tamar even had an issue with Nene. You know what I'm saying? Just not too recently. You know what I'm saying? She had an issue with her Dish Nation co-host. What's her name?
Jessie Woo.
Jessie Woo. She had an issue with her sisters. She had an issue with
But that
Kandi.
don't make her wrong. I don't like that. But people be like, they try to paint her as crazy. Maybe she is crazy, but does crazy make you a liar?
True.
Exactly.
Like, I think that's what, like, I don't know. But
there's more than just Nene and Tamar that have said that about Kandi. But that she's right. Kandi has created or crafted this image where people think, she's this mogul. She got all this money. She rising above all the haters. I fly above all the haters. You know what I'm saying?
And she don't lie. She has, I don't know why, but people think that she doesn't have the ability in her to lie. Like when you call Kandi a liar, the army come and get you. They like,
right. It's the Kandi army and the Kenya army. Team Twirl and the Candy Coated Click. I don't know if they are one and the same, but they will be in the comments swinging and banging, child. All the time.
That Candy Coated Click been thick.
Yeah, because Kenya, we call her in lies. I think Kandi has never been caught up. But
well,
Phaedra,
wait.
Phaedra.
Kandi gets caught, but Kandi don't never address it. Just like the Blaze taking seafood and the OLG closing and stuff, they still closed. She ain't never addressed it, right?
No, because it goes against her brand.
Because she's successful and everything.
She's very successful. And you know what? The honest truth is, just like everyone else, once she get off the show, the business is closed. Like she's no better of a mogul than anybody else. Like they tried to when Swag closed and Lanithia closed and everybody else's stuff when they got off the show, they tried to make it seem like it was their failure, which maybe it was hers too. I mean, am I the only one who sees the coincidence where she got off the show when the seafood restaurants in Castleberry Hill closes?
Well, Kandi said she never wanted those restaurants. Them was Todd's.
But Todd and Kandi are a team.
No,
if it's successful, then she takes credit for it. But if it's not successful, then it's just Todd, right?
Right. It's Todd and the aunties all wanted that. She said she never wanted nothing to do with the restaurants.
Well, she got it though.
Yep, and it stayed open all those years because of them too, and they funded it. And like you're right. It's she got a win-win, and that's most situations that she's in. I saw the parallel. Kandi is a Lonni, and Lonni is a Kandi. If you know what I mean, they play the same roles, like emailing executives and going behind their words, throwing their own people under the bus. Even
Kandi
when
did that during the Black Lives Matter, and I say the Black Lives Matter movement, but that's not what it was. It was that whole situation of diversity and inclusion, pretty much at NBC Universal, and they had pledged all these millions of dollars for diversity within the organization because they had been sued and all of these different things, and so all of the women during that time were like, okay, let's go together as a group and ask for hair, makeup, insurance, breaks, all of the above, because the camera crew gets breaks. They're only allowed to film for a certain amount of time before they get breaks and stuff. But the talent didn't get breaks. They had to film all day long. They barely got food. They had to, beg for, to eat on the side, or they had to eat while they filming or whatever. So they were going to go and ask for all these things. They didn't have health insurance. They had to pay for their own health insurance because they're independent contractors. So a lot of the things that they wanted to ask for as a group, Kandi was like, well, we'll look stupid asking for, we make enough money to pay our own hair and makeup. And it's like, well, how do you may make enough money to pay your own hair and makeup, but
and most of the time that comes with it.
Eva at the time wasn't making more than Marlo, so maybe Eva didn't make enough to pay for her own hair. You know what I'm saying? So for Kandi to say that and to be so high and mighty about we don't need to ask for them for no money, it was like, I ain't gonna say the one black person in the organization that supports the white supremacy. You know what I mean? They just like, okay, we don't want to ask the boss man that because they treat us so good. And it was just interesting at the time to see that. And then when they were going back and forth in text messages, and some of y'all may have been here, some of y'all may not have, but I actually had a copy of the group text messages where Kandi came back to them as they were like plotting and planning on what to say in this message to the executives. And Kandi was like, "Oh, I meant to tell y'all I've already talked to them, and this is what I asked for. I asked for a racism special that's going to be produced by her and Ty. I asked for, interns that were allegedly her nieces and nephews. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything
Asked for
asked
and
for,
got it.
yeah, supported her. It didn't support the whole group. And they was like, well, that ain't what we wanted. Like, we didn't have no input. And so I recall Porsha being in a group text saying, well, damn, we might as well just go ask by ourselves, go individually since she went by herself. So it was like, if they can't go together as a group, that was the reason why, Nene filed the lawsuit in the first place. And y'all know Nene stood by herself, ended up getting a settlement, and now here go Kenya sitting over there talking about they treat the white people differently. Girl, you the main one that was on Kandi channel saying all this stuff about somebody suing Bravo, and now you sitting over there contemplating it. It's just like karma all over again.
Well, I can tell you something I know to be fact, and maybe she said it and they edited it out. But Lonni, that's why I said Lonni is the same way, and I know this to be fact, to read between the lines. She did the same thing at The Real because she has the same agent as the creator of the show, Sally Ann Salzano. She has the same agent and attorney, and she used that to leverage her the highest paycheck and to get Tamar off. And I know that to be fact.
Ooh.
So that's why
I
said,
do know a lot was cut out of that interview. So
yeah, so Lonni is a Kandi, and Kandi, it's what they represent. They smile in your face and run to the back and call.
And I think Nene said in her Life of Nene that Tamar wanted them to cut out like the Kandi stuff and stuff. Did you see that?
Yeah, I
She
saw
did
that.
like a Life of Nene where she was actually talking about the behind the scenes stuff, and she
She
even talked
bashed the
about
camera.
Cynthia, and she said how she wanted to like address like the friendship issue with Cynthia and how Cynthia had stabbed her in the back with the alliance. She even said that, but she was like, because the way Cynthia was that might have been our personal conversation, but because Cynthia was kind of uptight. If you saw it like in the beginning of the interview, Cynthia was like throwing jabs, and it was like they had to get to like a level playing field so that they can like talk to each other. It felt like Cynthia was in the defense mode in when the interview first started. So I think that's why she chose not to go there.
That was smart. I'm glad that Nene's playing chess. Somebody said, what does Nene represent? Nene is brutally honest at times, even when she shouldn't have. Like, it was stuff she said that I was like, please don't. She played, she's not perfect by any means. I don't. It's a lot of stuff I disagree with her. But she does kind of play her cards so you can see them. I don't recall the time. I'm not saying she's perfect.
And that's why I can respect her a lot more than a lot of these other ladies, because she tell you what she means. Most if or not, she ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if she say it, she means it. She's not gonna like beat around the bush or whatever. So
yeah, so that's all. That's so yeah. She's not perfect. I'm not on her payroll, but call a spade a spade. We've been watching her since 2008. But yeah, that was a very interesting. I do like it. She's getting more candid. I didn't like in that Life of Nene, she shaded. She said, if you got a new camera crew or something, I don't know why I look like that. I don't know why. Nene, stop it.
She has been going back and forth with them because whatever's going on with the cameras is like a filter or this or that. They got like a soft filter or this, but it washes them out, and then the lights don't be. I don't know.
It's the lights.
Like every show is different. If you notice, every show her shade looks different. But she's sitting out on her balcony and she looked brown skin with blonde hair.
It's the lights. She needs to hire a grip and a gaffer. It's the lights.
Listen.
But oh well, that's it. I don't have no Diddy in me. This
right?
This is
this is draining. I tried.
This is very OJ Simpson. This is very OJ Simpson era where people sit around and dissect the case. I don't know why the judge didn't allow cameras in the courtroom.
I know he should have, because
It's just,
I mean, the way they're giving the minute by minute details, it's like we need to see it for ourselves. Because how are we to trust all these people who's giving all these varying, opinions?
yeah, the girl at Deadline, she writing it like fan fiction. He death stared Cassie when she came through the doors. I'm like, I can't. But that's it. I'll let everybody else chat. It was nice chatting with you.
Nice to talk to you too, Von Zipper.
We got to get Simon out.
Okay, free Simon.
Take care.
All right.
Right, free Simon.
Hey, Doctor of Love.
Hey, Michelle.
How you doing?
I'm good. I just, I love them red glasses. I gotta have them.
Thank you.
Yes, I love you put the
I
one.
got so many. I don't know where they be.
Oh, do you?
I
Okay.
got.
I'm like,
I had glasses everywhere. It's like 4 pair of glasses sitting right here, child.
okay. Ooh. How about them green ones too? Oh, no, pink ones. Them pink ones. Them the ones. Them the ones. I'm coming to pick them up. Okay. Anywho, now, which one is that? Wait, I didn't get to see
These
them.
green and these pink and green. These the AKA glasses.
Yeah, AKA yes. Okay. Anyhow.
Anyway.
So, what I was about to say, the Diddy situation is draining. I'm glad it was no cameras, because it's already too much public opinion, and I feel like I just feel like TikTok, YouTube will be blew up at that point. Yeah, so that's what.
Well, I mean, it's blown up now, isn't it? Think about how many bloggers are actually in the courtroom. Like, actually, like, literally flew to New York just to be in there to, to witness it. It is so much going on.
Yeah, but
I be watching them too.
I do too. But imagine if they could have cameras in there. They will be talking about that girl's every move, his every move, the lawyer's every move, their faces, the judge face. They always talk about the judge wearing a backpack.
But they get him walking in the court every morning, yo.
Yes, they do. So it'd just be blew up even more if them cameras was in here. That's the first thing first.
I'm good with the recaps, and then I say what my opinion is and keep it moving. So.
Oh yeah, that's me. Yeah, I just look and keep it moving.
This is the first time I talked about it. It's like I'm not gonna do it every day. I do it once a week.
Thank you.
Do the recap on Fridays.
Everybody else, 5 hours per day. You're like, hold up. But okay.
Yeah. And then people get mad at me. They like, oh, you talk about housewives. We want to talk about Diddy. I'm like, isn't everybody talking about Diddy? Can't we have one channel that's not talking about Diddy? Y'all can come over here for a reprieve. How about that?
Right. And them ugly pictures they drawn of them all on TikTok and everywhere.
Oh, the pictures be cracking me up.
Ugly.
The be cracking me up.
They ugly. And then I didn't hear what you was talking about with Twirl, but anywho, I'm jumping to Kandi. Oh geez, Kandi, she is one of them type of women that is like somebody did something to her in high school. Because the one thing I noticed, other very successful women, she cannot get along with. She does not get along with other successful women. She just does not. And that Kandi Coded clique, they been hitting hard. Okay. They was about to jump on her mama. Okay.
Not her mama.
She had to back them up off her mother, honey. Now, when you get that serious, it's crazy when somebody get to act like they gonna fight your mama. Now, come on, yeah. But Nene and Tamar, I did love the show. It was just so funny, as I knew. Yeah, and like I said, I need to see all of them together. And then I do not understand why our Black women do not understand, like when all that stuff was going on with Nene, if they all stood together and went there and all said they would have quit. It would have been.
I said the same thing around that time. It really bothered me that, like, nobody would they weren't even calling her to see how she was doing. That kind of thing. Like her friends, like Marlo or anybody, like nobody. It was like she like she was persona non grata. Like they told them, don't speak to Nene. because she's in a lawsuit, and that was wrong. Like,
Yeah.
even though y'all be out in the streets together, and y'all barely even say anything to each other because Nene filed a lawsuit against her employer. That's weird to me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Y'all
and
was
so
yes
now,
ma'aming. Y'all was
yeah, so
yes
now
ma'aming
everybody in
around
her
here.
face.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly. And it's just a shame that they did not understand, which I'm quite sure they see now. If they would have stood tight like that, for them to have to recast that show, it'd have been trash. It'd have been garbage right off the rip. Not
mm,
saying that is really bad this year. I just need Shamea, as we all know, to blow up on Kandi and tell her to go to on. And like, you don't have a storyline, you don't this, you don't that. And just like you went behind Nene back, one of them girls gonna get you. They're gonna
mhm.
get you off there, and really Bravo
Well, I
wants you
think her
off.
karma already came when Phaedra came back.
I ain't seen that one yet.
What?
Oh,
Phaedra is back this season, and well, she hasn't appeared yet, but she's
okay,
back
okay.
this season.
Yeah.
And on Watch What Happens Live last week when Shamea was on there,
Mm-hmm.
Andy even made a comment on the side and said she's not going anywhere because I don't even know what the comment was that Shamea made about Phaedra. Because she was saying at the time, I didn't know if Phaedra, what was going on with Phaedra. And she said Phaedra's been jumping from show to show to show. What other show she's going to next? And it's like she's not going anywhere.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, so
So it's
that
giving
means
me, and Candy said a long time ago, if Phaedra comes back, she's gone. And so it's like it was almost like she was giving them an ultimatum. So she claims she wasn't blocking Phaedra's bag, but that was definitely what she was doing, was
oh
blocking
yeah.
Phaedra's bag. So
Oh, that was a given. That
yeah,
yeah,
so when they had the opportunity to let Candy go, she's gone. And who
right.
did they bring back? Phaedra.
Exactly. Exactly, Phaedra. Yeah, so but I bet you if they ask Candy back now, she'll come. I could bet you money.
I know
So
she would. Not
it,
not if Phaedra on there. I don't think she would. She gonna stay over there and wallow in her lawsuits. Because she's still in the lawsuit. They took her off personally, but her company, the Burruss Tucker Restaurant Group, is still being sued by the landlord of Blaze restaurant because they weren't paying the bills for whatever reason. And Candy explained it away and talk about they built something. I don't know what she's talking
Todd
about, but
ain't
at the end
pay
of the
them
day, she's still in
bills.
the lawsuit. So
Todd didn't pay those bills.
child, I
What?
don't know. I don't
Todd
listen.
Todd's supposed to pay those bills now. Hold up. Now y'all know them was Todd's restaurants. Yeah. But yeah,
You
they
said
they
Candy is not acting on Broadway. Candy is a producer on Broadway. How you talking about she's good on Broadway? That don't make no sense. She's a
right.
producer. All the
Exactly.
producers are good. The producers actually invest in the play. They're not in the play.
Right. And she invested about 5%. Get it right.
Mhm.
Anywho, um, what was I saying? About my girls, my two girls that need to get their show popping. And I kind of know
Ooh,
who else I want on there, but I'm gonna stop saying it because yeah, I don't want
ooh.
people stealing.
Oh,
Nene and what's my girl? Tamar.
why it's gotta be Nene and somebody? It's the Nene Leakes Show.
I know, but I like to see the panels because I like the different opinions, the different outlooks. I like to see the panel of my ladies. But right, they don't need a late Lonnie on there. They don't need a Candy on there, like a Lonnie, whatever. Yeah, they don't need people like that on there because
Oh,
people like Nene and Tamar, they gonna fall out with you, but they real loving people. They gonna love back on you in a good month or so, if not that.
oh,
Them other hellions, yeah,
uh-huh.
no, who hold grudges, like you be behind people back doing the most. No, we ain't messing with them type. No,
Oh,
yeah, I
okay,
like the different personalities. I think other personalities can bring out other personalities, if
okay.
that's a good way of saying it.
Somebody
Yeah,
said, Piper said Candy went to the executive to hire more black people on the network. I have selective memory. No, I don't have selective memory. Candy, the black people that Candy was hiring were people that was under her, like her production
her
company or a
people.
production company that was associated with her and Todd. Like, you have a selective memory if you gonna say, okay, we rather we rather
We seen the text
have these people
messages.
benefit over the people that are actually employed that are saying they need health care or they need this, that, and the third. Like,
And
I
why did
mean,
she
they were
have to
going
go by
together and she
herself?
should have at least consulted with the group to see if that's what they wanted instead of saying this is what I want. So it was just selfish. So if you were at your employer and y'all all agree as a group to go to, HR or whoever with an
Right.
ask, and then one person said, "Well, I've already done it, and this is what they're gonna do, and this is what I asked for," you would feel away if it's not
Right.
representative of what you wanted. So
Right.
that's
After
all I'm
5
saying. I'm not saying
days,
that anything that she got was wrong. What I'm saying is it wasn't indicative of the group, what they
everybody.
wanted.
Of,
So
of Bravo, period, of all the ladies. Because after it came out, all the ladies wanted it from every New York. Um, just everybody wanted it, and
mhm,
knew that they needed. They still talking about it. So, but when it was time to stand with Nene, none of y'all wanted to stand.
right,
None. So, yeah, do you?
right.
Okay, that's it for me. I'm
Thank you,
gone.
doctor. Appreciate you.
Yes. All right.
All
See
right.
you. Love you.
Bye bye. Hey, Real House husband. You on mute? Oh, I put you on mute. Hold on.
Oh,
Hey,
hey, Michelle, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Are you wearing kitten heels over there?
No, I don't have on any shoes right now.
The
But
interview
I
was
don't wear
good.
kid heels.
I hope not.
I either wear flats or I wear high heels. There's
Thank
no in
you.
between.
These kitten heels for grandma.
Okay.
The interview was good, but Nene face was everything, though. She had a face for everything that Tamar had to say. I enjoyed the interview.
That's what makes it so funny to me.
It does. She had the Wendy Williams moment, like, "Ooh, did she just say that?" It was good. It
Mhm.
was a good interview. I don't believe Cassie was sex trafficked. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I'm one of the few. I do believe that Diddy did some stuff, but I just don't believe it because watching the trial, there was just too many opportunities she had to leave. So that's all I got to
It's
say
just
about that.
hard to like. As a woman, like when we hear it, it gets a reaction. You know what I'm saying? So all women are like, "Oh my God, she didn't know what she was doing. Nobody wants to be peed on." But at the same time, this is not what he's on trial for. And I don't know. I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
gonna
what he.
reserve my judgment until I hear 4 more weeks of testimony.
Yeah, because it's not what he's on trial for. And don't nobody think that I condone domestic violence. I grew up in the projects. I grew up seeing people around me women getting abused. My sister was even abused. I remember being a child fighting a grown man. So don't think that I'm, staying for that or whatever. But it's just hard to believe. They're not putting it together right now. I guess I should just say that. It's just hard to believe the way that they got this going and she's a star witness. It just doesn't make him seem guilty to me. I should just say that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all.
You see,
I
they
shut
going
up
out there
there.
smoking now. Shoot, everybody who gets sued civilly, it seems like eventually a criminal case is coming next. I see the same thing happening with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're not even gonna talk about Uncle Shannon.
Well, I mean, I mean,
I mean,
that
19 is just too young. I mean, there's one thing to date young, but that's just too young. Like, that's you can't even go out for a drink with that girl. But no, it's a no for me.
yeah, yeah.
Now, can I disagree with you about something without you hanging up on
Sure,
me?
you could. Yeah, disagree with me. Go ahead.
Okay. You do the ratings every week because I'll be looking for them. Sometimes I fall asleep on you before you come on. But
Uh-huh.
here's the thing. Bravo, Universal, and NBC, it's all in one pile now. And they put over billions of dollars into the Peacock app or whatever. And I know you're saying it's based upon, advertising dollars, but they get advertising dollars for Peacock app too. And all that money goes into one pile. Because if you notice, like Bravo, it doesn't do like scripted shows anymore. It doesn't do like Sex in the City movies or movies come on the weekends or whatever. It's all Val content. It's nothing else on there but just replays of Val shows. So
Mm.
the money that they're getting is going in one pile, and they do want people to stream. And streaming is important because if you notice, like HBO got all these shows on there, and they nominated for Emmys, and Hulu got Handmaid's Tale and is nominated for Emmys. They don't really care anymore about streaming on television anymore. People don't watch television the way they used to anymore. I have like 10 different shows I haven't watched yet because I want to stream them all at one time. I don't want to wait every week to watch an episode. So people don't
No, but
watch
I
TV like
hear
that.
you. I do, but it's still an issue. That's why they at the upfronts now trying to beg for money for Bravo. It's okay, but yeah.
But I don't see Bravo lasting though, to be honest with you. I see everything moving to Peacock. I don't
Okay,
see
so
Bravo sticking around.
what the people who watch TV gonna do? It's still a lot of people that watch TV.
They're trying to phase TV out though. They really are. If you notice, isn't the government not giving like certain channels, like public channels, money anymore? They want to cut that out. They're trying to cut out TV. It's gonna be all in streaming, And the things that everybody keeps asking for television is they want to talk about racism, or they want to talk about that. Remember, TV was built on the back of white supremacy, so they don't really care about our black issues. They don't want to see that on television. You have to think about like back in the day shows that had on there like God, All in the Family, where they could call people bigots and make fun of black people, and that's what television is based on. It's entertainment, and we put in more into it than what it is. This is entertainment. That's all. And I'm enjoying the Real Housewives of Atlanta because those old girls are not coming back. They want too much money, and Bravo don't have the money to pay them. So I am enjoying what they have.
Well, they don't have no money to pay them because ain't nobody watching it. You understand where I'm coming from? When they was making 4 million views, the advertisers was paying more, which means they had more money to pay the talent.
But the advertisements are still there. It's all on one umbrella because they got like I have Peacock, but I'm only paying $5.99, and
well,
I
that's
got to pay for
you. I mean, I get it. I have Peacock too. It's free.
But no, I'm saying there's still advertisement that's on there. They're not saying, oh, this advertisement is just for Bravo and this advertisement is just for that. It's all going into one pile. It's still money coming into the umbrella because they have so many different entities. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that the ratings is a reflection of the show being good or bad. There's tons of shows on television for years and years and years is not that good.
Okay.
It's just,
we can agree
we can agree to disagree.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, and I do understand that Peacock is a leg of it, but at the end of the day, Bravo is over Peacock. Not Peacock will replace Bravo. You see what I'm saying? You got Bravo, you got the E! News Network, you got NBC. You know what I'm saying? So you saying Channel 5, Channel 2, 5, 11. You know what I'm saying? None of those channels are going anywhere.
I disagree. I think that they are. I think the government, because think about it, they all want control. It's just like, how many banks do we have? We only have so many banks. How many hospitals we have? We don't have so many hospitals. They're condensing everything down. It's gonna be downscale. That's just how I look at it. They want everybody to go to streaming because that's money that they know they can get every month from us. That's it. That's how I just look at it, or whatever. But don't beat them up too bad about the ratings. There's plenty of shows that's still on that doesn't have good ratings.
That's what I do.
Okay, all right.
As long as they post the ratings, I'm gonna talk about the ratings.
Oh no, I want you to talk about them. I want you to talk about them.
No, I get what you're saying. Ratings matter, though. I'm just here to tell you, ratings matter. I mean, we can say the same thing about the Super Bowl. Like, ratings matter, and I always use that analogy. Like, because they know that all these people gonna be in front of the TV on Super Bowl Sunday at 6 p.m. That's why those ads on the Super Bowl cost millions of dollars, because they have a captive audience, and so they want to know that people are watching live, so that they know that there are eyes on those ads.
But dude, that's a 1 year event that happens. That's almost like a holiday. We're talking about something that comes on every week. That you can pick and choose what you want to watch.
That's the point I'm making. How people will watch certain shows on certain days. They still do it. It's still. I mean, listen, you could go look at the ratings for yourself on like 90 Day Fiance and all those TLC shows. There's still bulks of people that watch those shows on Sunday or whatever day that they come on, and they watch it on TV. They're not watching it on the app, and they come on the app too.
They're random people, though. They're different people every season. You're talking about a show that's been on here for 16 seasons with one cast of women, and then you wipe that cast
No,
off, and
it's
you
not
got
one cast
another
of
cast.
women for 16 seasons. Come on now. Every year
Well, you
is
know what I
different. Every
mean.
year
It's
they change.
main women, but it's main women, and the premise is the same. Take somebody out to dinner, drop a bomb on them, go to the reunion, argue. It's the same premises season after season. 90 Day Fiance is different around the world, vacation. It's different things going on over there or whatever. But anyway,
Okay.
we're going to agree to disagree. I just don't think that cable and all that stuff.
I'll take your
My
opinion into
opinion.
consideration.
Okay, all right. What was the
Thank you,
other
friend.
topic? I forgot what was the other topic we had talked about.
Huh?
Simon, when is the
Oh
divorce
yeah,
gonna
Simon
happen?
and
I'm
Portia.
tired of it.
Mhm.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Portia. I'm tired of the divorce. She's not good. Okay, this is my problem with Portia. Then I'm go. You can't talk about Simon, but you can't talk about what went wrong in the marriage. That's not talking about him. You can't tell us how you felt in the marriage. Were you happy? Were you sad when you got
Well, she
divorced?
hadn't even told him what the problem was.
Right. So what are we watching? And if you come back season 17, we don't care. That's all. That's it. I don't care at that point. It
All
is what it
right.
is. All
Thank you,
right.
friend. Thank you for
You're
calling.
welcome. You're welcome.
Bye.
Have a good night.
You too. Hey, Mickey.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, Michelle.
So what you gonna talk about, friend?
Child. Well, first off, Tamar and Nene. When I tell you I was cracking up, Lord have mercy. I cannot.
Which
And
part? The big back Cadillac,
the
the
big bag
stud,
Cadillac, the
which part?
stud took me out. Oh my God.
What
Jesus.
about Tamar on prep? We didn't even talk about that, but she said that before. You remember she said she was on prep. To me, it was given because her ex-husband JR, which I think they cut a lot of that out too, was eating tummy booty. Remember all that stuff that was, and so she was calling him a hoe. And so she was like
Yeah.
she was on prep because she want to catch HIV. That's what it was given to me back then. And so she stuck to that. And so I don't even know if she's telling the truth. I think she just be talking.
But and I see people dragging Tamar. Honestly, and I used to watch Braxton Family Values. Tamar, we all know, she's very dramatic, she's very theatrical, she exaggerates a lot, and her whole family, her sisters, her parents has said this is not a character for reality TV. Like, this is how she is ever since she was young, right? So, when you go on, because people are like, oh, she always talk about Kandi, Kandi, Kandi. If you, every time you do an interview or every time you're in the press, if you're comfortable talking about the same 4 to 5 topics or 4 to 5 people, then that's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's just like housewives. Every time, former housewives, right? Every time they do an interview, they get asked about the show that they were once on or the castmates that they once beefed with. It's just, it is what it is. Now, has she told Nene, hey, I don't want to talk about Kandi, I don't want to talk about Vince, these are the people, or I don't want to talk about, what's his name, Jeremy? Then that's her right. But clearly she has no problem talking about these people. That's her prerogative. And we all know that Kandi, listen, she was so spot on with Kandi. Kandi has been in the entertainment industry since she was a teenager. She knows how to play the game to her advantage. She knows how to manipulate situations. She's the puppet master. She's all about alliances. We've seen this on the TV show. We've seen it with Escape. So a lot of what Tamar is saying is very accurate. Like, I don't know why people are dragging her.
I think they just dragging the messenger. The message is valid.
Yeah,
We
the
know the message.
message.
And then a lot of these bloggers and YouTubers and stuff, you remember they was kind of like kissing Candy's ass anyway
Yeah.
for like a gift bag or whatever, or a free deviled egg at OLG or something. So it's just giving me like, I don't know. Like, they say I'm biased or whatever, but it's giving they real biased, honey. They just mad because somebody mentioned Candy's name. That's weird.
Yeah, they just feel like, oh, Tamar, here go Tamar, like she beefing again. She always claimed that she doesn't do drama no more, but here she go, spreading negativity. Like, yeah, I get it. Tamar, she's very theatrical. She's very like she claims she don't care, but she likes being in the press, I guess. She likes social media. She says that she doesn't do drama. And I remember she even had a podcast called Under Construction, and she doesn't beef with people no more, yada yada yada. But it's just it's who she is. All of her sisters have said this is not like a reality TV persona. You know what I'm saying? This is who she is. So yeah, she just spoke the truth. And Kandi is how she is. And even, Nene was just Nene was looking at the camera like, okay. Nene was just staring like,
And then
behind
she
the
get she
scenes.
catch the heat, I guess, because it's her show. But like I said, that's why I brought up the receipts about Kandi having Kenya on her show and was saying all that stuff about Nene. So it's like,
Yeah. She's really good at like having people do her dirty work. You know what I mean? It's always some things behind the scenes. And even you bringing up, them going to Bravo and, during the Black Lives Matter situation, and how she went out of her way, and she got her, she did like a racism special that was produced by her and Todd and all of that. Like, she does things, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So I don't know why people are dragging Tamar. But they, it's like what she
but
said,
it's
like,
good. I mean, you're being talked about, so I would let it ride.
yeah, and she's really big on like narratives. She
Just
loves
like
to
every comment
control.
on Nene's channel, because I be over there reading the comments, be like, your makeup, why your eyebrows look like that? Can you change the color of your wig? It's like, damn, are y'all even watching the show? Like,
Yeah.
I understand why people be feeling the ways about, the way they look and they makeup and stuff, because y'all be like, oh my God, your makeup didn't blend. Oh my God, what's on your nose? Oh, your eyebrows are two different sizes. Oh, what color is your hair? Child, this is
Well,
not what the show is about.
but
But they don't do that to
people.
men. They do that to women all the time. They do it to me. That's why it's like, why y'all? But yeah,
No,
the
but
Tamar wig was bad though.
oh no, that was listen, I love Tamar, but that looked a hot mess, child.
Yeah.
Woo. The makeup looked good. I like the blush, but the wig, child, no, no. Tamar, no. But what I've realized is people be hate watching all the time. People
Yeah.
pay more attention to people that they don't like versus people that they do like.
Oh, of course.
And that's why they be dragging. It's just like unnecessary. But Shamea girl, child. And I like Shamea, but this
You didn't
whole
think the apology was genuine?
no, I think it's damage control. I think she's pandering to social media, and I think she's scrambling because they're probably going to film the reunion pretty soon.
You think she pulling a Candy? She taking Candy's advice? Because that's what Candy be doing, pandering for social media.
Pandering to social media because she was 10 toes down on it's not my fight, and why do I need to be punished for something that she said, and yada yada. And she even on Watch What Happens Live, she gave this whole soliloquy about, if you can take Gerald from me, then he was never mine, and yada yada. Like, she
Oh
was
yeah,
really,
bring her the baby. If he got an
yeah,
outside baby, bring me the baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, why am I being crucified? And she was so quick to forgive Porsha and stuff like that. But now you want to backtrack and make this whole YouTube video. It's like, Shamea girl, stop it. Like, really,
Oh, they
like,
shoot the
girl.
reunion before Simon the court date. The court date is the 11th, I think.
Oh, well, that would be interesting.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think that was just, and honestly, Angela, props to Angela, because she said, y'all want to kiki about effing my husband and all of that? Watch this, okay? She had one in the tuck and she blew that whole operation up, okay? She said, okay, Shamea, you want to talk to me off camera about, Porsha and all of that? Like, she got her lick back, basically. She said, okay. Y'all think it's funny, and you've been married, you're going through a divorce, and you're currently married, and y'all think this is funny? Like, I got something for y'all. And she just basically got her lick back. But Shamea, like, crying victim and stuff like that, is like, I'm not really feeling that, because you just met Angela. You don't know Angela. Why are you behind the scenes off camera talking to her about Porsha and making them pinky promise to not say anything and all of that. It's like, girl, if you really care about Porsha that much, because clearly it's a one-sided friendship to me. It seems very one-sided. There's no reciprocity. It seems like she's just like that's her friend and Portia's not Shamea's friend. Then why didn't y'all, I don't know, maybe go to therapy before filming the show or
Oh,
doing
now, come on now.
something?
You don't go to no therapy with your
No,
friends.
but clearly she has resentment towards Porsha.
Well,
Clearly.
it'll just have to work itself out on the show. Don't nobody go to therapy for their friends.
Or
Maybe
talk
your
to her.
husband.
Or maybe talk to her and say, listen, like she's not, but the thing is, Shamea's not that stupid though. She knows the nature of the TV show. She knows the show breaks up friendships and marriages. It is what it is. Y'all are gonna fight and argue, kiss and make up and do it all over again.
Yeah,
So
pretty
if
much.
you really feel away and you're crying and you want to play victim now, it's like you should have checked her temperature and see the type of time that Porsha was on before these cameras were rolling. Because clearly you have resentment towards her,
Well,
you
she
know?
resents Anthony said, "Wait, Shamea resents Portia." Yeah, she resents Portia because she didn't come to her wedding and all of that, and she feels like Portia hadn't been a good friend. It's like she's just now waking up, and now all of those
Yeah.
feelings are coming out. That's what I get from it. But what
And
do
then
I?
why is she like surprised at the fact that Portia said that they wasn't talking prior to her wedding? She said, "I thought you were sick." Girl, that
Right.
was during the whole Phaedra and Kandi situation that Shamea was in the middle of. So
Yeah.
I don't know why she is now being surprised all of a sudden. It's very weird to me. But yeah, Shamea girl, it's not, I'm not feeling it.
Katie, I didn't take what Portia said about Angela being the queen as shade to Nene. Actually, Portia is supposed to be the queen this season, but it's been Shamea thus far, and social media has been calling Angela the queen because of her shade. So I feel like Portia is just pandering to social media by saying it. I didn't take it as shade to Nene, but some of you may have.
And honestly, what I think Portia's gonna do, because Portia has been getting a lot of negative reviews.
Ooh.
Every week she's been getting dragged, and her comeback has flopped completely. What I think she's gonna do on some PR stuff, on some PR shit, I think she's gonna go on that reunion and she's gonna apologize to Shamea. And I think she's gonna cry the same crocodile tears she had for Nene when they were in Greece. And she said, "Oh my God, it's been so hard without you. I
Well,
miss you." I think that's what she's gonna do in order to gain favor from the public. I
we
think that's
shall
what she's gonna do.
see. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Mickey.
Thank you, Michelle. Have a good
Thank
night.
you, friend.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Hey, Marcy Lynn.
Hey Michelle, how you doing?
Oh, good. How you doing?
Good. Um, I wanted to ask is a couple things. So one of the someone had mentioned about the businesses that a lot of them start when they're on the show, but I thought Nene started the bar when she was off the show.
She did.
Yeah, and it seemed to be uh, rather successful. So I'm not sure if we can if that would be like a correlation between
Oh, they added
her and
Nene's in there. I
Candy.
probably wasn't listening.
Yeah, because I was like, no, I don't think Nene started
Yeah,
her
Nene's was
business on the
after the
show.
show. Yeah,
Right, exactly.
because
Um,
Greg did that for her. Mhm.
hmm And and I don't think it closed because it wasn't doing well. I think that was
No,
around the time Brett kind of got
no, Greg
had his.
passed away. Brent, she actually had gave it to Brent, and it
Hmm
like Greg actually gave it to Brent, and so it was literally Brent's legacy. He was supposed to, manage it and everything, and then Brent suffered from a heart attack.
Right.
And then Nene had to like take over and do stuff, and then people were stealing, and it was just a bunch of
hmm
drama going on. And she couldn't manage it by herself and live her life and grieve her husband. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So at the end of the day, she ended up selling it and moving on. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I think in terms of Nene, as a business person, I think a lot of that probably was definitely leverage. The leverage that she was able to use was great. And, it seemed like her son was able to, run the business fairly well when he was, running it. But in terms of Candy, I have always said I've never believed this whole um, conflation of her of what her wealth is. Because when she started that show, she lived in a different house.
Uh-huh.
Where would Candy be today? She would not be doing, of course, you're going to leverage your celebrity, but where would she be today if she wasn't on the show? Would she still be in the house? The guy that she was dating when she first came on was like, I mean, unfortunately he was killed,
I
but
don't know where Candy would be if she would have got back with her group sooner. Because remember, Candy was trying to go solo when she first came back on the show,
right.
and that didn't work.
Yeah. So, and I think for people to continue pushing this narrative that she's such a business person, it's problematic to me because I think one of the first things any business person would do in a situation where you have a group who's trying to secure health benefits, I don't care if you're making $10 million. That would be like Steve Jobs saying, I make $100 million, but I don't want Apple to give me health insurance. No, he's not going to do that.
Right.
No person with a lot of money is going to view something that someone else would view as minuscule because it's just like $2,000 a month, but yet their income is just extremely great. People don't do that when they have money. Every
Mhm.
penny counts.
Mhm.
And that's the problem that I have where I think social media, it causes people to think that what's presented or what's branded is reality. And
I
people
agree.
will miss the understanding of celebrity business persona versus real business professional. Um, the celebrity business person is often presenting themselves as a visionary, a mogul. I mean, it's bigger than life, right?
Mhm.
And that's just not the reality of if you're sitting down with a real business person. They're not concerned about trying to brand themselves like Candy tries to brand herself as the business instead of running the business.
I can
And
agree with that. And she did a good job of branding herself as that. And I know a lot of people saying Candy never says it, everyone else says it. Well,
hmm
everyone else says it because that's what
they've been told.
the image that she portrayed and she put
hmm
out there to the masses on the housewives. So now
Yeah,
everybody's like, oh, Candy got all the money. Oh, can't
yeah.
and even if she doesn't, that's just the image. The
hmm
same way
hmm
that they said that colorist Claudia Clit left the building because it was crafted on the show
hmm
and she was dragged and therein lies the problem because somebody said it. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she did a good job of doing it, and because she brought all her businesses, all her this, all her that, all her
And that's
employees,
another
all her
thing.
staff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People don't understand if you're running a business, you're not all over the place. I we
Oh, and
you
let's not
have.
forget, Candy said, "I can buy every motherfucker in here."
And that was
Y'all don't
crazy to
remember
me
that?
because the real person, and I'm not sure if Tanya was on that show by at that point, but while she wasn't married to can't remember his name, that man had all kind of money because he's
AJ.
running a tech company.
Uh-huh.
And it's like I think he
AJ
does like
was
software.
running a strip club, wasn't he? Who you
No,
talking
no,
about?
not AJ. I'm talking about Tanya.
Tanya. Oh, and Paul.
Remember?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
Tanya
yeah,
and Paul.
yeah,
Okay, well, Paul got all kind of money on. Now that's a business person, and Tanya is too.
yeah.
In terms of how she supported, and kind of carved her space, um, for leveraging his business for creating her own kind of crafting her own kind of business out of that.
Right, right.
Um, but again, it's like I've never seen anybody just in 10, 20 different things, and you're a bit. I just don't see it unless your name is um, Warren Buffett and you run in Berkshire and you just taking over different companies and you're running them as a conglomerate. But
Mm,
that's not Candy. I, I mean, people will confuse influence with infrastructure.
yeah.
She doesn't have the celebrity anymore in terms of housewives, so then the businesses, the restaurants kind of go away.
Yep.
Because there's no way that Todd would have opened up those businesses. He just saw an opportunity by
Without having the
leveraging
platform
Versailles.
to promote it. Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Um, and then just her kind of saying, "Oh well, we don't need to. We're making enough money. You don't never make enough money to be turning away nobody's health care. A business person would not do that. They're going to take every opportunity to offset any cost that has to come out of their pocket. People will move impulsively as a celeb and say that they're a business person and not strategically.
Mm.
They will conflate. People will allow social media to let a celebrity to conflate their branding with business. It's just not the same. All these
Yeah.
people that get on these TV shows and everybody wants to start a business. But about the only person that I have seen who has done it well, and she was doing it before. I think she was doing it before. She was doing it before the show. Was Bethany,
Mm.
and then she sold it
Yeah.
for profit. She wasn't trying to run it. She got something. Well, she leveraged her celebrity. She was smart about it, and it was kind of like the beginning of it. No one really had done it before, and she just took advantage of it. So
Okay.
to me, these celebs they use boss as a costume.
And it is. And it is. Again, they use the platform to brand themselves to be whatever it is they want to be. You know what I mean? Like Portia pretty much branding herself to be a husband stealer or, a rich husband stealer. She goes after men with money. So now that's her brand. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
All
But
righty.
I appreciate you calling in, Marcy.
No problem. Talk to you later.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Palaver. Did I say that right?
Hello.
Am I pronouncing that correctly, friend?
You are absolutely.
How are you?
I'm glad you can hear me. I had to switch machines a couple of times to get to the StreamYard.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, you know what? Let me take, I think it's my Bluetooth. Let me just shut that Bluetooth off. Do you mind for a second?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay,
Just
let's see.
that's better, I think. Hello. Now I can't hear you at all.
Back to StreamYard. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, well, I can't hear you that well, but we will have to do with that.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, so I am trying. This is terrible. Do you have another caller? Can you bring me back later? I think I have a better
You the
Bluetooth.
last
This one is
friend
a
I'm about to go
crappy
to
one.
Patreon.
Say that again.
You the last caller, friend. I'm about to go to Patreon.
Oh no, this is
Go ahead.
horrible.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Say what you gotta say.
all right. I am going to try because I have to use my cell phone again. This is not gonna work. I'm gonna have to call you another time because I can barely hear you. This is terrible.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, can I just quickly say the points I wanted to make, right? Is first of all, I agree with whoever said that you're totally biased because you are. Absolutely. In a good way. And I love it. So the one thing I really don't like with Kandi, and Kandi is like the person that really annoyed me when she came on RHOA, because what she did is she got that white girl against Nene, and she literally blew up the whole, franchise. That Kim girl.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say her name. It's like saying the Candyman. I really don't want to say her name.
Okay.
She hooked up with her, blah blah blah. So I don't care about Kandi. She can go kick rocks. I don't care. I'm loving the Nene show, and I love everybody who said, "Oh no, Nene cannot do it. She cannot handle everything." It's like she's showing them. She's booking every person, right?
Mhm.
That matters. And you just know they are eating crow right now. They're like, oh, we are content creators. Oh no, Nene cannot do a podcast because it requires work. She doesn't have to work hard. She's working smart and she has contacts. So you can kiss, her little toes. I don't want to say a bad word, so I'm saying toes.
Okay.
So, um, oh my God, the new girls on the RHOA show,
Uh-huh.
I'm giving them a 1 year grace. I don't care if they're horrible. Nobody is like, oh, you're not entertaining, you boring. It's like, come on, it's their season 1. Are you kidding me? What did you do on the first few months of your first job? Stop it. Give them some grace. Let them mess up. I'm worried about Angela. She's coming on strong. The thing is, she doesn't know who Porsha is.
Ooh.
Porsha is dangerous. She's laying low, and everybody's like, oh, Angela is beating Porsha. Porsha is just watching her. That girl, when she bites back the next season, she's collecting information on Angela right now. I'm like, Angela, sweetie, calm down. This is your first season. When Porsha comes back, it's gonna be brutal because Angela, they're like little whispers, about all of her dark little secrets. Be careful. Just calm down. You're not the bone collector. I'm sorry. Cherie is a different girl. Sheree was the bone collector. You are no bone collector.
I
You are
suspect
an
Sheree did
apprentice
that.
bone collector. Calm down, lady. You don't want Porsha. Remember when Nene said, you don't want me to call Porsha? She was not joking. So, anyways, I love you, Michelle.
Love you
And
more.
good night. I enjoyed the show. I finally, I took Friday off, so I'm so happy I got the live. I love your chat. They're so funny.
Thank you for calling, friend.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Good night,
Bye.
everybody. Happy weekend.
Good night. We still here. Oh, if y'all just getting here, we've talked about a lot of things. I am actually creating my Patreon after dark right now. I would say, you know how I am. I would be like, oh, it's too late to go to Patreon. It's Friday night, child. Well, it's Saturday morning now. And I am about to hold on. I got some tea, child, about what had happened at Quad birthday party. And I am going to tell it, honey. I am going to tell it over there on Patreon, honey. Mhm. These people be going out in Atlanta and be thinking they are part of the in crowd, child, and people be talking all behind their back and calling them all kind of names like junkies and stuff. And I be getting my life because people be calling me and texting me from the place, child, be telling me stuff, and I just be listening. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me put it right here, and then let me publish it. ATLian After Dark. Have to be in the $5 and above tier. I just published it. And I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it all. If you're gonna tell it, I'm gonna tell it all. Yeah, so come on over to yeah, I heard they weren't filming. Yeah, I heard they weren't filming at Quad's birthday party, but who I don't know, but anyway, come on over ATLian After Dark. I have set it up. I'm gonna talk about that and whatever else y'all want to talk about. Yeah, and I will be over there as soon as I hang up. Okay. Yes, come on over and get the dirt, honey. Get the dirt, child. The people be acting like they are in the in crowd in the ATL, child, over there in their rental house. and be talking all this shit about everybody else. Don't be realize people talking shit about them, child. Somebody even just hit me up in my DMs with some more tea, child. But anyway, I'm gonna tell it over on Patreon. You got the notification. Get to like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you are not subscribed, come over to Patreon, patreon.com. I am ATLian. For the low price of $5, you can participate in the After Dark. Thank you so much, Princess AG, for putting it in there. And I have scheduled it, and I will be over there in about 3 minutes. Thank you for joining. Oh, and leave your comments down below if you are watching the replay. I will see you in the next live stream. Good night, squad.